Okay, and we're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to blah 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 blah. Dude, last week the image that I put up
Oh
for
my
Curse of
god.
Strahd is Minecraft, and I don't even remember why. I
It's
needed it.
because it was a vineyard.
Oh, that's right. I was like,
We were
oh,
supposed to go to the vineyard, but we didn't.
yeah. I was like, oh, I guess we're going to the vineyard, so I'll just go Google vineyard, and of course, Minecraft is the first thing that came up,
Minecraft.
and I was
They
like,
have
close enough.
does Minecraft have like vineyards and stuff in it now?
No, you can just build them.
Well, I didn't know. Maybe they've added like grapes and alcohol and wine and all kinds of cool stuff. You never
Minecraft
know.
wine mod.
You can grow glowberries on vines. They're kind of like grapevines.
Years ago, there was a Minecraft weed mod, and it was so ridiculously over complex and overthought that it's just there's no point in playing it.
That's awesome. I was gonna say that in the newest expansion there's a new, they added a bunch of new animals, and one of them is a desert toad. And if you take the desert toad and combine it with a pane of glass, then you actually express poison from the glands in the toad's back legs onto the glass. And if you
Wow.
let it dry, then you can scrape it off and smoke it, and you can trip on DMT.
Somehow, I just
What?
think you're making that up.
I wonder.
Although, if they did do that, that would be cool. If after you kill something, you could also put its blood between the glass panes and start a nice little collection, Dexter style reboot.
I wonder at what point Willow decided I probably wasn't telling the truth. Maybe when I said in the new Minecraft update, and I haven't played in 7 years.
That expansion.
Yeah, I
too.
knew. Also, I keep up with all the Minecraft updates, so.
Yeah, you
It
would
does
know.
sound like something they were gonna add in 1.19, and then they're like, yeah, we're actually gonna wait for the next update. They've done that like 4 times.
Minecraft.
They're like, okay, we're having this next big huge update, and then they cut it in like eighths, and they release them like once every 6 months.
It's so
Very Microsoft.
annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they really need to release the Bofa Toad.
Can't
What's
believe they're
Bofa?
Bufo.
releasing
Bofa is something
Bofa
else.
Toad.
The Bufo Toad is the one that excretes DMT. The Bofa Toad is something else. It's actually the Bofa D's. Have you heard of the Bofa D's?
Oh my god.
No one?
Yes,
No one's heard of Bofa
I
D's?
have.
I tried giving
I
it to
have.
you earlier.
Oh yeah, sorry. When we last left our adventurers, they were getting swarmed by redcaps. It was fantastic.
What? No, you're a session behind.
Oh, okay. When we last left our
Or a session
adventurers,
ahead.
you were gonna get swarmed by redcaps, and then you
You
finessed your
were.
way out of it.
Yeah, that was last session.
Yes.
And
And
probably
Yeah,
the
my
end.
bad, guys.
hmm?
My bad, guys.
That's okay. You learned a valuable lesson, and so did
I did not
I.
learn any lessons
I
other than I'm not good at taking control of anything.
Well, I learned a lesson about reading the full paragraph before I decide the number of redcaps that attack. Because I read 1d4, but it was actually supposed to be 12. But that's probably good. You might not have survived 12 hits, since one of them did 20 damage.
He would have still made it. He has that instant teleport when you take damage. He would have still teleported away.
That's true.
You're assuming I would have remembered to use it.
Oh, you would have remembered to use it.
Why didn't you remember to use it? It's what my character would have forgotten.
Like that time Nick was playing a wizard who was high all the time, just as an excuse.
That was really good roleplay. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so you guys are in Fort Knucklebone. And right now you're waiting around for Mad Maggie to complete her dream machine so that she can use it to for you guys to travel into Lulu's dreams Inception style and recover
Oh yeah.
her lost memories. Um She didn't really give you a time that she was going to be ready, but she said it was going to be a couple hours. So you guys have been walking around the grounds. I put that it's 5 o'clock. That looks like where we're at. That sounds about right. Um, and let's see. So you've been wandering around the camp, getting to know the place and meeting some creatures. And for the most part, you've been doing little tasks for Mad Maggie's gang to build up reputation so that hopefully you'll get some benefits from Mad Maggie. Um, so far you've helped out her fiendish flesh golem Mickey, a creature pieced together from various fiend parts that she found strewn across the landscape. He can't talk because he has intestines coming out of his mouth. He was walking with a limp, and you guys figured out he had a piece of bone devil stuck in his foot, and you helped him. Um, oh, and I have a note written down that the madcap Wazik is the one that was leading everyone else in mocking him. But I don't think I really made that apparent, so I'm just gonna state that so that you'll because you're about to kill Wazik, so that way you've got an extra reason to hate him. He was making fun of Mickey.
Oh yeah, when I heard which one it was, I would have been like, "Oh, it's that one? Hell yeah!"
Yeah,
If I recognized it.
you didn't know his name, but once you guys see him, which I think you pretty much have, he pointed him out or something like that. Um, the birds, the ravens, pins and needles, who are really imps, they told you that in about an hour and a half he's going to be alone somewhere. And they gave you the location and said that you should be able to pick him off quietly and alone if you do it really quick. Um, and so when you guys recognize him, you're like, "Oh, that was that asshole that was uh bullying Mickey, who's really nice and awesome, even though he's probably evil alignment because that's just how it is."
Yeah, we literally don't know anything about him other than he's sad. He's pitiful, and that's the only
I think
redeeming quality.
I think all of us can sympathize with that.
No kidding. Okay, so yeah, you got a +1 faction for helping Mickey. You also helped out Chukka and Clonk, the two Kinku, the master mechanics. They're working on fixing a demon grinder, is what they told you it was called, which is the largest of the. You've seen a few infernal um, driving machines, but that one's definitely the biggest. And you helped figure out that there was a problem with one of the gears. You dispelled a curse, so they're happy with you as well. Third one you helped out was Barnabas, a flame skull who was looking for his lost tooth. Um, and you found it, and that's all we're gonna say about that. No more recap needed. Uh,
Oh boy.
yep. So, and there's a couple places that you guys haven't explored that much, I guess. But for the most part, you've pretty much gone through the fort. So the where we last left, you guys had been contacted by the Ravens, and they told you that one of the Mad Caps. So the Red Caps are bloody caps. The Mad Caps have black goo soaked in their caps, and they look crazier. And that's what Wazik is. And Pins and Needles told you that he's planning on killing Lulu. You tried a couple of insight checks that you didn't get really high on. And as far as you know, they seem like they're telling the truth. But also, you guys have pretty much gotten confirmation that killing a couple of red caps or mad caps here or there is probably not a big deal as long as you don't attract attention. Mad Maggie demands order in her fort and does not want a bunch of infighting. But if she finds a dead Fae here or there, she's not too worried. She can summon them in from the Feywild anytime she wants. They kind of just follow her too, so she doesn't have a personal attachment to them. So you guys decided to go ahead and take your chances and assassinate Wazik. And that's where we left. And I think you guys were kind of piecing together a plan, but basically it's 5 o'clock now. At 6:30 is when you can find him alone. Um, And so you've got an hour and a half to do whatever you want, or you could just pass the time and, but basically you've got time to prepare. You don't have to go right to where he is. He's not there yet. But the other locations um, are there the big hill of knuckles in the middle of the fort. Between each knuckle is like an outcropping that has some kind of a establishment there. So there's four. One of them is the garage with the Kinku repairing the demon grinder, and there's some other machines in there as well. The next is the bar called the Well. It's built on top of a clean water natural spring, um, which is what kind of established this fort to begin with, because there's a fresh water supply. Then there's the arcade, which is like a shopping area, and Zach picked up some stuff last time you were there. And then there's the hostel, which is basically just a free place to go sleep. Just a bunch of little like made up pallets on the floor, kind of super domish. So, yep, that's where you are. And what you're going to do is in an hour and a half, you're killing Wazik, so you need a plan for that. And then you can proceed however you want around the fort until Mad Maggie is ready for the Dream Machine. So, how would you guys like to proceed?
So first thing we need to do, we were about to do before we ended last time, is short rest.
Ah,
None of us really need
Yeah.
anything, but Zoe needs spell slots. So we have to account. We have an hour and a half, and we have to account an hour for resting.
oh, that's right, that's
Um,
right.
the other thing is we do need to come up with a plan before we do anything, because if we just go rest right now, and then it's like, oh crap, we only have that 30 minutes to prepare now, so we need to figure out what we're going to do. This is a little more complicated than trying to trick a random thing into giving us a tooth, because we're literally going to commit murder in the middle of a high security fort of one of the leader of the fort's direct minions.
So
So
it's only murder if you're caught and convicted.
exactly. So um, first of all, did the crows, did they tell us where this would take place?
Yes, they gave you a location of a very secluded alleyway that they're positive Wazik will be at a certain time, that he'll be alone, and that it's in a location where you could kill him without being seen, as long as he doesn't get a chance to haul off and run 60 feet. That could,
Yeah.
I mean, it could go bad, but the location itself, they've assured you, is pretty secure.
I think we should go check out the location just to make sure and figure out what our plan of action is, where we're going to set people up, if we need to
Yeah.
hide. Take a look at that, survey the area before we rest, because we're going to have to like start setting up, and if we have a big gap in our plan, we're going to be like, okay, we got 30 minutes to figure this out. So I think we do need to rest, because I'm pretty sure 2 spell slots are gone, so we're going to need those for bursting them down. But we need to figure this out first. So if everyone else is okay with it, I'm going to lead the way and casually walk over, just look like we're walking around, and we're going to go over to the area.
Okay. So it's not too far of a walk. It's kind of near the wall, not right next to the wall, but it's near kind of a corner. Um, and there's a few buildings with intersecting alleys to where you can be like several layers in hidden. So it's not like you're just around the corner and someone can just walk up and see. It's almost a little like a little mini maze in this one little like cluster of hovels. So you feel pretty safe about the location. And they've assured you that Wazik is going to be occupied with some activity. And sorry, I've come up with a few different activities, but I've given up all my ideas, so you can come up with whatever random thing he would be standing there and doing for long enough for you guys to kill him.
Okay. Well, that would be part of my plan. So if it's just irrelevant, then that's fine.
Yeah, I mean the location. There's not like a map or like a specific thing. It's basically just they tell you where you can kill him. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you're planning something specific, then I can try to build out the terrain to like let you know like what makes sense or yes that would work or whatever.
So I don't need specific details, but what I'm planning on doing is I have a hunting trap, and I'd like to set that up at the exit. I'd like to funnel it so there's only one exit out, and I want to have the hunting trap set up there with a person able to be directly behind the hunting trap. So like if it was a single square long narrow alleyway, at the exit end of the alleyway it would be party, goblin, hunting trap, party member blocking the way. If it was too wide, then it would be hunting trap with two people on the other side. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
how can we set that up where it is you're basically funneling him into, or if we can funnel him just back into the corner of the alleyway with no way to escape, that would be even better.
Um. So you could definitely like um block off the escape with a hunting trap first. I think it's a little too windy and open to be able to actually like dead end him. I mean, you could maybe like force him into like a hovel structure or something. There's like some ramshackle structures there, so potentially if you like grabbed him or shoved him or got him inside, you could block the doorway and keep him in there. Um, but I would say that from the way that you approach it, you could pretty much have it be like set up a trap in one direction and without him seeing, and then you approach him from the other one.
Yeah, that's the idea, but then we also need a backup person in case the trap fails.
Yeah.
A backup person on that side ready to jump out and catch it. But like, yeah, the majority of people moving in from, well, like a pincer attack, majority moving in from one end with a hunting trap on the other end, but a backup person there ready to intercept if the trap fails or he jumps over it or something like that.
I'm gonna read the hunting trap.
Cool.
What the hunting trap does. So the trap is affixed by a heavy
Yep.
chain to an immobile object such as a tree or a spike driven into the ground. DC 13 saving throw if a creature steps on it. And if it fails, it takes damage and is well, it just says stops moving, but I guess it's
Its
basically
movement is limited by the length of the chain.
yep, that's what it says. Yeah, so it's basically locked into like just a 3 foot radius, um, unless it breaks out of the chain with a DC 13 strength check. So pretty decent, pretty good. That's awesome. Nice item.
Yep. So just something kind of like caltrops or something, just to kind of slow it down, give us another chance to not a instant success by any means, but it like if we miss an attack, it gives it one more chance to slow him down.
Yeah, it
Um,
doesn't cost you an action. You might as well set it up beforehand.
yeah,
And that alleys are
Yeah.
narrow enough that you could pretty much set it up where if he flees that he's going to step on the trap.
yeah.
Cool. All right. Whatever else you guys want to do until you short rest.
So does
Ready
anyone
with a
have
short
any?
rest when you guys are.
Does anyone have any spells that would? So basically, we're gonna try to burst him down, but getting him immobilized would be ideal first. Of course, I don't have hold person anymore. I got rid of that, which would have been helpful. Um, I have like burst damage spells, but we probably need to have someone grappling him, which I could do. I've got a +4 strength, so I could just go in and grab him and then just start bashing his head in while I'm holding on to him. So I think I should be in the. Uh, Actually, I don't know. Where do you guys think? So we're gonna have a group of people go in and rush him, and they're going to attack him directly. I think those should be the ranged attackers,
Yeah.
because if he runs the opposite direction, it'll be a chase of the melee people chasing, and then he runs away. So you need to be able to run up to him and then just start blasting him as he runs away. And I'll be on the other end. It's my bear trap anyway. I'll be on the other end with the trap, and then when he appears, I'll get opportunity attacks. I can be right in front of him. I can jump on him and block his way and things like that. So I think it'll be Scree. I think we can send Lulu. I don't want Lulu to be involved in this, but we don't want her to be alone, so I don't exactly want to send her off. What should we do with her during this whole thing? Shore is fine. Shore can be a part of it.
We could send her to the market with like a fool's errand. Be like, hey, yeah, go back over there and find us whatever, something ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just afraid, like, in this play, like, everyone really wants Lulu, and not necessarily that we're protecting her. I just don't feel comfortable sending her anywhere that we're not. Remember in the tomb where we were like, hey, Lulu, go let them know what's going on, and we went back and she was like, hey guys, I sent all of our prisoners with the demons. You guys are okay with that, right? So yeah, Lulu doesn't go anywhere by herself. Also, the literal start of this campaign was Lulu running off into a dungeon getting herself kidnapped. So yeah, Lulu stays with someone in the party at all times. I guess it's fine. I just don't want, like, what if she feels bad that we're assassinating a creature, and like she's a celestial, right? She wouldn't necessarily have any hard feelings. We're killing an evil creature.
Yeah, I mean,
I asked Lulu, what does she think? I say,
yeah.
Lulu, what do you think about this? I mean, we're going in, and this creature hasn't really done anything to us yet, and while it's technically evil, I mean, we're planning on ambushing them and taking their life. How are you feeling about that?
So she says that she's not she doesn't really fear for her life as far as the imps were saying, "Oh, he's plotting to kill you." She's not getting too much of a sense of worry about that. But in general, she is not against taking out Madcap. Not only are they crazy, but they're super crazy and they're evil. And so she's not really one to just go around randomly slaughtering creatures, even if they're evil. But she saw him making fun of Mickey, and that really pisses her off because she hates bullies. So just for that alone, she's like, "Let's fucking kill him." But she says it nicer and cuter and sweeter.
Yeah.
Let's fucking kill him.
Okay. Well,
Oh
okay.
my god.
So if Lulu's okay with this, I have no problem with including her as part of the plan. So how about this? The Madcap is specifically we're taking him out because one, he's just annoying to the imps, and the imps want him gone. That's the job. I mean, we're doing a job. It doesn't matter what threats they are. That was just, icing on the cake. But if what the imps say was true, that he's out to get Lulu, what if we put Lulu in the alley alone, asleep, when the guy is supposed to be there, and he just walks by and, crime of opportunity, sees Lulu there, the person he's wanting to kill, and sees her unconscious in the alley. Not literally, she'd be pretending. That way, if he attacks Lulu or tries to do anything, boom, we know right away. We caught him in the act, and Chris Hansen him, jump on him, pull the cameras out.
Oh, Chris Hansen's story ended bad. You don't want a Chris Hansen him.
I know he's not
Chris
doing good now, but I
Hansen?
didn't find out why yet.
Oh, because after his show got canceled, he was still doing that kind of stuff because that's like his
Oh, yeah.
shtick. And so he underage catfished another pedo and showed up at their house, and the guy wouldn't open the door at all because he saw it was Chris Hansen and a camera crew and freaked out and barricaded himself inside because he's not just some normal dude. He was like a state congressman, and he committed suicide. And so
Okay, I don't see what the problem is. Let's give Chris Hansen a show again where
so
he does that.
his wife sued the dead guy's wife sued the production company and said you made him kill himself, and so now you have to pay me for that. And there was this big legal liability issue, and the company's like, Yeah, we kind of felt like this was a no-lose situation, but we never considered it being like a high-profile person that committed suicide and they have a rich and connected family that can launch multiple lawsuits for negligence and stuff. So we're not going to do this anymore. So now Chris Hansen is on Cameo, and he'll make videos for you. So anyone that you want to call a pedo, you just ask Chris Hansen to make a video calling him a pedo and send it to him. And that's what he does now for money. And he's got a beard. He looks a little rough. Am I still
So
Sanson.
am I still broadcasting?
probably.
It
So
looked
yeah. Anyway,
okay. No, I'm good. I'm good. I had like the dots. I have it up on my TV so I can make sure the stream doesn't cut out. And it had like the dots, and then I'm like, oh, maybe it's because of my subject matter. YouTube's like, shut it down.
they're not
No.
that good.
The P word and the S word.
S word?
Sewer slide.
Rip.
And you see, that could mean something completely different.
Just a slide on down into the sewer.
So anyway, yeah, we're gonna Chris Hansen Wozniak.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know if you guys said. I think the imp said they can tell you where he'll be alone. I don't think. I think you guys were gonna like go back. So whenever you're actually ready to, and you can go tell them, and I'll read you like a little blurb that I found.
go back. What?
Uh,
Go
uh,
back to the.
pins and needles. Did you
Go back.
already? Did you already? Well, fine. They they
We
already
we,
told you.
we
So
yeah.
they said after he's done playing bones with the others, he'll sit alone behind that scrap hut over there, looking into the blank metals and shining his cap. So there you go.
Okay.
A little bit of
Okay.
flavor.
Yeah. We went back then to them to get that information, and they were like, "Oh, we thought you were already going to go do it." So
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if you did that in the last session, but anyway, and I just found that text, so there you go. There's what he's doing. He's staring into blank metal and shining his cap.
okay. So yeah, we because we already went to the place that they told us, so we would have if that was when they told us, then they already told us.
Yeah.
But
Whenever they told you, and I guess right now he is playing knuckle bones with other red caps and mad caps. So right now he's in kind of like a group of them. So not a great time, but at 6:30 he'll be done with his game and he'll be off on his own.
okay. So anyway, back to the plan. Um. So if we have plenty of time, so if we position Lulu in this alley, right where we know he's going to be, and he sees Lulu helpless there and attacks her, boom, we jump in, we got him. If he doesn't, then I don't think we should just straight up attack him, because what if these imps are like even more insane than the madcap, and they're like, oh, that guy was the only thing protecting the fort, some crazy stuff like that. I think we should try to talk to him and get his opinion on the matter. Not like, hey, we're gonna assassinate you. What do you think about that? But ask him something like on his way out. I don't know. I just think listening to two random imps that we've never met before or talked to and taking assassination orders when we've been explicitly told not to cause any trouble here is not a great idea. But hopefully he attacks Lulu and then we don't have to worry about it. I just don't have a
Yeah.
backup plan. If he ignores Lulu, which means the imps were lying, which they want to do,
Yeah, there's a real good chance they are.
then I don't really. Maybe we just leave it. Maybe if that happens, then we just leave it and we go back to the imps and we say, "Hey, you said they were going to attack Lulu, but he had a perfect chance to get Lulu and he didn't. What's the deal? We don't even talk to the goblin. We go straight to the birds, which they might take as an insult that we didn't attack. But we could always we can't lie to them because they're probably watching us. In fact, they're probably listening to this conversation right now. Which one do you guys think is more of a risk? Either shunning the birds and not listening, not doing what they say when we'd already told them we would, or causing trouble?
I think Angering the birds is a bigger risk ultimately.
Yeah, because apparently they're like tied with Mad Maggie, so like even closer than all the other imps and caps and stuff.
True, and
So
either way, they could tell it. Like if we went to tell Mad Maggie what happened, like, oh, you guys killed one of my madcaps, you're banished. We could be like, no, the birds told us to, and they'd be like, no, we didn't. Or vice versa, we could go to her and say, hey, these birds told us to kill one of your madcaps, and they'll be like, what? No, we didn't. So we really don't have a way to prove what they said. So it's really about not getting. But they're not very strong. I mean, they're just imps. Like worst case, they tell Mad Maggie something that like something bad. We've got a whole bunch of other friends in the city who we did good stuff for. So I think even if they went and told her, "Oh, these people are bad. They did something bad," we'd have like a whole city vouching for us. So I think it's actually not that bad of a risk pissing off the bird guys, especially if we offer to do it again. Like if we come back to them and we say, "Hey, you lied about this. Give us another reason," like there's not really much they can say to that other than, oh, you should have listened to us. But I'd rather fight 2 imps than 20 madcaps. But it's
That's
up
for
to you
sure.
guys.
I think we're
Um,
overthinking it. I say we just go for it. We check to
yeah.
see if he attacks her, and then we can decide at that moment what we want to do.
Yeah, we'll have to play it by ear. We just have to have an idea of what we might do. So I say plant Lulu, set up our trap, have the hunting trap and everything set up and ready. If he does attack Lulu, boom, we go. It's easy. If he doesn't, we just call it off and go back to the birds, and we go from there. And hopefully, I mean, worst case, we have to assassinate him again in a less good situation. But yeah, definitely the first part. So we need to rest before we do that. And did anyone want to go? Do we want to go exploring anywhere else before we do that, or do we want to go rest and then go straight there?
I
Yeah.
already did my
Yeah,
exploring stuff.
I don't have anything I needed to do here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, last thing we would have
Yes.
explored would have been the hostel, which is just beds basically. And where's that well that you said? You said there's a well somewhere? Or is it like an underground? Oh, that's on the left. Wait. So the left is the bar, the right is the hostel. Hello?
Hello?
Sorry,
I'm here.
I was muted for a while. I was responding. You were just filling the silence in a pattern that mimicked responding to me, so I couldn't tell until the end when you were
That's
like,
hilarious.
"Yes, hello." Yes, correct. So the well is on the left. You talk to a motorcycle gang outside of it.
Outside, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a source of fresh water. Not for sleeping though, so kind of like just a
Yeah.
hangout spot.
Okay, so you've got the bar and inn on the left, but then the actual sleeping place on the right. And we've technically not been into either one of them. Did anyone go into the well?
Mm-mm.
I didn't. I went to the market. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Well,
You
Nope.
neither
you
one I'm
talked to
sure
some
neither one of
people
those is
outside
important.
of it, and then you guys went to the garage.
Okay. So, yeah, I think we'll go rest. Do you guys want to go to the hostel and try and find a nice place to rest there, or do you want to just make up a little camp out in the field by the wall or something?
That actually might be a better idea because then we can always run if we have to. But
We can do
no,
that.
I
Well,
think we're going to be okay. So I personally, I think we should go to the hostel and chill out there. Find ourselves a good spot for the long rest too.
I think it wouldn't hurt to pop in there and just see what's going on. If it looks like there's a nice comfy place we can just set up, we can do that. Otherwise, we'll go back outside. But yeah, let's first order of business is go into the hostel and just take a look around, see if there's a nice place to lay down and rest. So I lead the party there.
Okay, so you head to the hostel, which is located in the broad space between the thumb and index finger. Um, It's more of a public campground, but like there's no fees charged. Anyone can just grab a slab of space and pitch a tent. So when you head in here, you don't really notice anyone sleeping. I guess it's still kind of early in the day for sleeping. There are some like, you know, uh, sleeping areas set up here and there, but as far as you can, like, you don't notice any. There's no one here, and there's not really, except for like a couple of millen, red caps, and there's nothing to indicate that there's anything more interesting going on here. Just a bunch of open spaces to lay out your cot.
Alrighty, well, we set up a little area then. I roll out my bedroll. We'll sit down and take a rest. I toot on my harmonica a little bit while we're resting, making sure nothing's coming at us.
Nope. Looks pretty
Heat up
safe.
some rations in my pot.
Yeah.
Have a nibble. And short rest. I don't have anything to recover. Just make sure you recover your spell slots and your little teleportability thing, which also comes on a short rest.
And I need to roll some hit die and heal up.
Oh yeah, if you took damage, yeah, go ahead and do that.
Hey, give me just a second. My computer's being stupid.
Oh yeah, you know what? Before we rest, I use my second wind to bring myself back to 60 HP because we're coming back
Nice.
anyway.
I'm fine on hit points and stuff, so
Yeah, we
yeah.
haven't really done any combat. It's just Zach used a whole bunch of his spells and abilities on that last encounter, so he's doing a coffee lock short rest.
Yes, another second.
Scree, make sure that you have, if you have any, that you refreshed them. But I'm sure you didn't cast any spells. So just make sure you marked it.
I don't think.
I don't think you've used any abilities yet either. Not since you got here.
Nope, none of them are marked.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the time to 6:30 p. 6 o'clock p.m. for the end of
6
your
o'clock.
short rest. For whenever you guys are done.
Yep.
And you fill up your water skins before you left, Elturel, but you need to do water twice a day. So you guys are definitely getting thirsty. So you do actually have you have a reason to visit the well before you camp for the night because you need to drink water, and then you could also fill up your water skins and be set for the morning.
All right. Let's go over
Okay,
and
I
do
used
that
my
real
hit die
quick.
and I'm back at full HP.
All right. How many hit dice do you currently have? How many do you have left?
2.
2D.
I have 2 hit dice left.
Awesome. And your full hit points, you said, right?
Yeah, I rolled 8 both times.
Okay.
Plus
And
my Constitution modifier brought me back up. So
nice. I'm gonna can you guys just call out your spell slots real quick so I can just sync up here? So you have two
it should be all free.
level 1s and 2 level 4s, right? The level 1s are
Yeah,
your bard ones.
correct, and they should all be free now.
Cool.
4.
Scree, you have 3 level 2s and 2 level 1s. Well, you're double checking that. Raxlor, what are your spell slots?
4, 2, 1, 1.
I have to update my sheet. You guys have too many levels of spell slots. Okay, are you guys ready to proceed?
Yeah.
I'm
Is
ready.
Yep.
Scree there? Oh, okay. So yeah, we rest, and if nothing happens during the rest
Nope.
or on the way in or out, we go back to the alley. I coach Lulu into laying down in a position that looks like she would not be that she'd be vulnerable to attack. Like okay, if you're in the back here, you're obvious enough, you're sticking out, but it's also secluded enough, whatever. But also, I want her to be able to be visible by someone who's standing right there. Have her do that, and then I go to the whatever other exit end of the tunnel area and set up my bear trap at that end and anchor it to the sturdiest thing nearby. And
Are you in
I'm gonna wait.
Are you in table plop?
Yeah.
Look in the top left corner, and I also put the camera centered there. So, I mean, there's not really, this map kind of sucks. It's not an official map. There's no map of this stupid place. Because of course there isn't. Because why would D&D include maps of locations? So it's, just to symbolize. It's not exactly like this, but we can kind of use this as a reference. So I've got the four of you guys down here, and there's like some, stairs and a platform leading up to something that looks interesting but isn't. And then I've got Lulu over here. I guess here I'll put Lulu with you guys, and we'll say the Madcap is, well, actually he's not here yet, so I'm gonna move him
Yeah.
away for now. But then let's say this is the location that he's gonna go after he finishes his Bones game, which you can tell
These
is wrapping up.
things here, this is like a cliff, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's a wall.
Okay. So Raxlor will be over here. Well, yeah, because that's really the only what do you call it? The tightest alleyway. So he'll be just kind of over here. This whole area is there's only one way in and out, right? Like it goes
Yeah.
straight down and then opens up. So I'm gonna be just chilling right around the entrance, so I can see him when he goes into the alleyway.
Okay.
And I can stay behind him and tail him if he comes in from this way. Of course, if he comes in from the other way, I inform the party to do the same. Stay away. Don't look obvious. Don't look like you're watching watching the spot. We don't want to stand right on top of the spot.
Okay.
Lulu, like where you had her, we have her just back in this corner somewhere where he will obviously see her, but she's out of eyesight of everyone else. And the party is basically where they are right now, chilling, looking casual. And if they see, so if you guys see the Madcap coming from your side, stay within earshot in case you hear Lulu. And I'm going to do the same on my end. And well, once you see the Madcap, keep him in your sights. And if he tries to leave and has not done anything to Lulu, instructions are just let him go. And Shora, I tell her, just if combat breaks out, start shooting him and try and take him down as quick as possible. But otherwise, I don't want her to put herself in harm's way.
Okay. And
then I jump down whatever this hole is.
You've teleported
Figure it
to
out.
a location in the Underdark. Let me switch.
God.
Let me switch to my Out of the Abyss book. And then everything you've done for the last 23 sessions just in the trash. Because now you're in the Underdark.
Oh, but you know what I do? Hold on. I've been waiting to do this one. And let's see. Did I say how many I have? I did not write down how many I have. Bury it and water it. I would like to take a bean from my magic beans bag
Oh crap.
and bury it somewhere in this alleyway also. It sprouts if you bury it and water it. And then it's a D100 to determine what it is. So I would like to plant that. I'd like to plant that in this square right here.
Okay.
Just in case. And I have my water skin ready as a backup.
Can you
actually, a
state
little
the
bit.
square again?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit further down. So the hunting trap is going to be like here. I don't know if we're doing grid combat and you want to mark it, or if you want to just the general area. We're trying to funnel him into it, but if the trap is here, I'm going to be standing here. Yeah, that's good.
Why is
And
it
then the
black?
bean.
No, don't
The
do
bean.
2. Now there's 2 circles. Fine, that's the hunting trap.
At least they're
Oh,
moving together.
that's terrible. Okay,
And
and
then the
then
magic bean we'll just put like over here where it's still kind of out of the sight, but it's in a little opening because there's some interesting stuff that can happen. Could be completely useless. It could be completely horrible, or it could be great.
oh my god. And then like I think everything's ready and then I go to draw and then it just drags the map.
The map is like being so ridiculously laggy to me right now. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god. Yeah, look, there's 2 circles again
That's
because
good.
I just can't. Okay.
I mean, all I've got to do is be next to it,
Well,
and I'll say I
I
water it.
really don't want these to be black, but I don't know how to change the color now, so I guess they're just staying that way.
It's right. That's where the black is the hunting trap, and the green is the bean.
Green is bean.
You just got beaned. All right, so we wait here. I will cast guidance on myself.
Oh, are you setting the hunting trap up there? If he comes from this direction, he's gonna walk through the trap, right?
So I set it up in such a way that, and of course I bury. Crap. No, I don't set it up yet. I will after he's entered.
Okay,
So
yeah.
when he
You're
goes
gonna
in there and
sneak
he's
up
doing
behind
that,
him.
yeah, I'm gonna follow him up, and while he's over there distracted, basically as far away as I have to be from him in order to do it without him seeing me, and I'm gonna quietly set it up. So if
Yeah,
that area
there's plenty of
is
space.
sufficient, that's where I'd like to put it. But I'll be following him in, and then like maybe I have the chain already attached, and it looks just like a chain, and then I go and hook the hunting trap into it.
Yeah.
Real quick. It's like an action to set up, so
Okay.
yeah, use your action to set it. So yes, that's a good point though. I'm glad you mentioned that. We would have started the encounter with him stepping in the trap, and I go, ah, shit.
That's
Well, hey, at least he.
that's if you're playing a video game because you plan all this out and then you're like, okay, I'll just do this, and then you start, and then he gets in the trap, and you're like, shit, reload.
Yep, quick load. Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. This is the equivalent of quick load. But yeah, if everyone else is ready, I'm going to cast guidance on myself
Ready.
because I'm on the other side. But I'm gonna do it like as I see him walking in because it only lasts a minute. But that way I've got a boost. Does anyone else have any spells or abilities they need to precast?
I'm good.
No.
Okay, then let's do it. We're sitting here waiting until he comes in.
Okay. And is Lulu pretending to be asleep?
Yes, I told her just even if she falls asleep for real, just do your best to pretend to be asleep and have a nap for the next 30 minutes.
I'm waiting for Nick to make us roll every 10 minutes for a while, and then it's like a conga line of red caps walking. Muscle.
By the way, I just sent a picture of Wazik. Wazik the Madcap. Oh, goddamn .bmp. Okay. Here, this is a PNG. It's just his icon. Thank you. Did you save it, convert it to a PNG, and then repost it?
I clicked it, which downloaded it. I opened it and snipped it.
Oh, okay. So that is what madcaps look like. So they're like red caps, but crazier.
Wait, so is that his eyes in the mask?
Yeah.
In the hood?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah, they're a lot more like flesh warped than red caps. Red caps are just like evil, scrawny looking like gnome kind of things, but the madcaps like blur the line between like creature and monster or whatever.
They got knives on their boots.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely
I saw that.
This is not something that you should feel bad about killing. Not very much. And there's like 30 of these guys around. Okay, so right on time, as the imps predicted, you see Wazik the Madcap, and you definitely recognize him if you haven't seen him already. That this is the guy that was making fun of Mickey, and he's just kind of like he's just humming to himself as he's walking along. He finished playing some nice dice games, and now he's going off to do whatever his stuff is. He walks on by your beanstalk. He walks past where the hunting trap would be, and he walks all the way over here to his favorite spot. And he
Click.
plops down
Trap.
on the ground. He's near Lulu. Doesn't see her, like notice her yet. She's pretty much in his eye shot, but he's not exactly like looking at her. Because he's kind of focused like on what he's doing, and he plops down and picks up a piece of shiny metal and starts admiring his cap and whatever bullshit I said earlier. And he starts just hanging out.
Part of the
Um,
instructions I gave Lulu, if she didn't fall asleep, are to, because I was like, remember I was like coaching her on how to make herself look vulnerable.
Uh-huh.
I said, make sure you do something, some sort of action, like, you know, rolling around or going like acting like you're dizzy or groaning like you're sick or something like that, making yourself seem vulnerable. So if he doesn't immediately notice her, give him a little bit of a chance and then start like, you know, oh, woe is me, oh, I'm in distress, you know, something like that to make it obvious. That was part of my, I didn't tell her specifically, and I also didn't think to mention if you're not asleep. But that was part of my acting coaching.
Okay. So, she's pretending to be asleep, and the madcap walks up, plops down, starts doing his thing. After a few seconds, she peeks one eye open, and she's like looking at him, and she sees that he's not getting his attention to her. So she kind of like groans a little bit and kind of like snores a little bit, and he still isn't looking. So she gets a little bit louder, and she's acting like she's like just really restlessly sleeping, but is still like unconscious, and just just making noise, maybe like she's having nightmares or something. And finally, when she gets loud enough, he perks his head up and looks over, and he sees a holy font, just a celestial, just rolling there, just laying there asleep. And he just kind of watches her for a minute, and then he goes back to looking in his little piece of metal and fixing his cap. But like he keeps glancing over there, so she definitely has his attention, but it looks like he's not immediately reacting, but he notices her.
Um, how tall are madcaps?
Oh, they're short.
Hold on.
They are. I think they're small.
Mm, are they small? Are they small or are they medium?
Oh, they are. No, they're medium. How are they
Okay.
medium? That can't be right. Hold on. Let me check the actual book. Small. I knew it.
Shit.
Bastard
Okay.
lying. Closing this website. Yeah, small, fey, chaotic, evil, speed 25 feet. Yeah, so
Okay.
these guys are tiny, like a gnome or a halfling. Like
Okay.
like less than 3 feet tall or less.
I'm pretty tall. I was gonna use disguise self to make myself look like a madcap or a red cap and go in and be like, "Hey, look, there's a sleeping holly font there," but I can't disguise myself because you're only up to 1 foot shorter or taller.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
So I'd be a big madcap. It'd be a little bit obvious.
Yeah, you
So
could
I
be a
can't do that.
giant
So
madcap. Hello, fellow madcaps.
yeah, that he's one he's never seen before, completely out of place. He is crazy though.
Madcap shirt.
But yeah, I was thinking about doing something else to entice him, but I'll stick to my plan and see what he does.
Okay.
I'm a man of my word.
Um. Lulu peeks at him a couple more times. Um. And she sees that she's got his attention, and she's kind of thinking of like what else she can do because he's not really like interacting or anything. But after a couple minutes, he stops with what he's doing. Like he seems like he kind of finished something, and he sets the piece of metal down, and he looks around like he's looking for something, and then he walks off over here, and then you see him like digging around, and you notice that he's got some kind of like a bowl, but I mean like it's like a scrap, like, but it can function as a bowl. And he's scooping up. Make a perception check. See how much you can
Me
see.
or
Who-
everyone else?
You guys can all make a perception check because you're kind of close, but not that close. So everyone make a perception check, and I'll tell you how much you can see.
He's scooping up that black ichor stuff that he uses to soak his
Yeah.
cap in.
Ichor stuff is right.
And well, I if that's what it is, I got a 21.
Yeah,
7.
definitely. Okay, so you don't
I got a
see.
16.
I
Okay,
don't see shit.
you can see for the 16. You can see he's scooping up black stuff. So Zoe doesn't really see what he's doing. She sees him fidgeting around, but you guys can tell that he's scooping up some black goo that looks similar to the bad stuff that you've been seeing. And he starts dipping his cap in it, and then pops it back on his head. But then he carries the bowl of black tar stuff, and he starts climbing up this structure that's like directly above where Lulu is sleeping. And he's just like do 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 do, just real absent-mindedly carrying this bowl of black goo. And he ascends, and now he's about 10
As
feet off the ground.
as he's ascending and like climbing, and I see that he's distracted, I'm inching a little bit closer, and like doing the Bugs Bunny sidling alongside this thing to get a better view and
Did
be
you set
closer
up
range.
the hunting trap already?
Yeah, the hunting trap was set up. I said click
Yeah,
when
right.
we were walking
Yeah.
up.
Oh, you said click. Okay, cool. So he heads to the edge of the little walkway that he's found, and he's basically directly above Lulu now. And he starts to lift up the bowl of black goo, and you see him looking directly at Lulu, and his eyes get really wide, and he gets a really big smile on his face and starts giggling madly, and then
Uh-oh.
proceeds in
I would
what
like to
he's
make a
doing.
check before I decide to act. We already made a check earlier, but based on seeing this information, what kind of a check can I make to see if I know what this goo might do? Like, obviously, it's something bad. He's obviously about to pour it on her.
Religion.
But is it? I'm just trying to figure out religion. I'm trying to figure out if it's like going to instantly kill her or turn her into a demon, or if it's going to like make her crazy for a day or something. Oh wow, I literally just started using a different dice because I'm like, oh, my other dice suck. I got a 19 minus 1 plus 3 because I'm using my guidance on that roll. So 22 religion. Sorry, 21 religion.
Bye, Noah. I love you. Noah was asking me if I wanted any Pepsi milk, and I was politely declining. He calls it pilk.
Yeah, pilk.
It's a what
Pilk.
reference?
What is
Neko what? Neko arc? He said it's a
Neko
reference to Neko arc. Yeah, he goes, "Oh, it tastes like a Pepsi float. It's good." And I'm like, "No, I really don't want to. It's probably not that bad, but it's kind of making me gag thinking about it." Okay, so with a 21, you finally figure out exactly what this is. It's not too uncommon in the Hells. It is demon ichor, and you know that it has what does it have? Magical flesh warping capabilities. So not necessarily
good.
deadly, but definitely flesh warping transformation.
Okay, so not like tobacco tar. It's gonna in 50 to 60 years. It's more like instant transformation, disfigurement type of thing.
Yeah, and since you got a 21, I'll even tell you there's a D100 table.
Oh,
Oh my
I kind
God.
of want to see that. But I think for Lulu's sake, I can't let that happen. Well, I will take that as an aggressive enough action that I will
Pretty
jump out from
aggressive.
my hiding place And I will collect up all my d6s because I'm going to cast a 4th level guiding bolt.
Oh.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 3. I don't have enough d6s, so I'm gonna have to roll. I'm gonna have to roll what I have twice.
Aw,
It's
see, that's why you
4,
have to have a giant collection of dice.
7. So it's 7 total, and I've got 5.
Aw.
I've got more. You know what? I'm opening my bag. I'm gonna use my shit dice. I have a bunch of shit dice that I don't use because they suck, but I'm pulling them out. I've got the Tomb of Annihilation d6s. They give you enough in there.
Those aren't shit
One
dice.
of my OG blue. Yeah, they are. They're opaque, which means they're unbalanced. 4, 7. All right, I've got 7 d6s. If I hit, because it doesn't damage on a miss. I could have saved my guiding bolt for that attack, couldn't I? Or not guiding bolt, guidance.
Yeah.
Does that work on an attack roll? That would have been
No.
nice. No?
I
Oh.
wish.
Okay. All right. Well, D20 roll is 15 plus a lot will a hit. 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that definitely
hit.
hits. And you would have had advantage anyway because he can't see you because you're getting. It's like a surprise attack.
Wait, I would have had advantage, or I do because I can always get a crit.
Oh,
Do
you're
I roll
right.
another
No,
20?
Oh
yeah,
shoot.
yeah, roll another one. Yeah, because he can't see you at
Damn.
all.
No.
He's totally distracted. You're sneaking up behind him. So he's gonna roll initiative after this, but this is basically a surprise round, and you're unseen to him.
Was worth a shot, but I didn't get a crit. But I also have guided strike, which is plus 10 to my roll, so I had that in my back pocket.
All right.
All right.
So just as he starts to tip the bowl and dump this ichor onto Lulu, and like one little black drip falls onto the ground and sizzles in the dirt, and Lulu, one of her eyes pop open, and she kind of like mutters to herself, "Anytime, guys." And then right from behind, so the red cap is just about to just about to pour the bowl, but then there's like this bright white light behind him, like just filling up behind him, and he's like, "Huh?" And he turns around, and then kapow! He just gets slammed in the face with this guiding bolt blast. How much damage does he take?
31 radiant damage.
Wow.
31.
Wow.
Let's see. So no special anything to radiant damage, so just takes full damage. And also he falls because, well, no, I guess he should make a dexterity save to see if he doesn't fall. What'd you do? 30 damage? I'll say DC
31.
I'll say DC 15. It's like half damage. And yeah, he fails that. So even with his
Rip.
his stabilizing iron boots, he and falls off of the 10-foot rise above Lulu. And he takes another 1d6 damage for falling 10 feet, which is 6. So too bad for him. So 6 bludgeoning damage. And he is now prone, lying on the ground near Lulu. And his bowl of black sludge is spilled harmlessly on the ground next to him. And now roll initiative.
Yay.
It's like, sorry, Lulu, we wanted to make absolutely sure he was going to hurt you. If that meant you got hurt in the process,
19.
we wouldn't want a false accusation there, you know?
Okay.
12 initiative.
12 for Raxlor.
Hold on, it's being really it is being so freaking laggy right now. I don't know what's going on with it.
Possibly having 1,200 tabs open. Possibly.
No.
No.
I clicked. Okay, there it is. I got an 11.
I got 19. I don't know if you heard.
I did get the 19. I need to roll.
Got it.
Shora. Oh, good. Okay, so she got an 18 plus. Well, Microsoft Word is gone still, but the Xbox thing is still gone, so that's pretty good. I think she's got like a +3. So there we go. Scree and Zoe. Come on. God, takes forever. What a pain. Yes, +3 dexterity. Oh, I guess I should roll for Lulu too. Add to initiative. And what she have? +0. So Lulu is 11. Okay, so it's Shora's turn first. And she saw you attack, so she is going to run up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And
First attack has advantage from Guiding Bolt.
she can't use. Do you want her to still attack? She can't use her help action because she's too far away. And because the madcap is prone, she would actually get disadvantage on
Nah,
her attack roll.
nah, that's a waste. Tell her to. I tell her to. I motion for her to just kind of stay back for now. She can ready an attack for if he is in a position. So can she reach him with her range attack? What's her help action range?
Yeah, it's 30-foot range, which normally help is melee, but hers is 30-foot range. My
Okay.
my ruler's not working for some reason. Maybe I have too
That's
many
not.
tabs open.
It's 50 feet away,
Yeah,
so
so she's got a
she
longbow,
would have to
so
move
it's
again.
huh? Why she
I'll
gotta
have you
move?
know that I closed down 200 to 300 tabs before we started.
That's a lot of work. That's impressive. That's like
Nice.
when
Well,
when I took over my YouTube account from Noah that he'd been using my account since he was like 3 and I never used YouTube, so it was all his subscriptions. And then when I finally decided to start using it, I literally spent 2 hours just unsubscribing to several hundred channels and I didn't even finish. I just got it to where it was like livable. I still have weird old crap from 10 years ago that I'm subscribed to and I'm like, whatever.
do you have notifications on? Because that can be a bitch.
Oh God, that sucks.
I will have notifications when I boot up my computer in the morning for like 10 minutes nonstop, one after another.
Okay, so she'll ready her bow to
Yeah.
shoot it at him when he stands up.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say because he's not. I mean, if he's going anywhere, he's got to stand up first. So yeah, when he stands up, she can pop him, but she won't get to use the help thing. That's fine.
Yep, yeah, just a little chance for some damage. Okay, Scree, it is your turn. I know that I said
Okay.
you don't have to use table plop, and you still don't.
No, I actually am on table
Cool.
plop.
Then
It's
let's
working pretty well, so.
good. And so it's just for distance, so you can't move
Okay,
all the way up to it. But keep in mind, range attacks are with disadvantage.
yes.
Because he's laying prone.
Oh shoot.
But because he has guiding
should I
bolt,
still attack?
well, you can, but he has guiding bolt. Jake hit him with guiding bolt, which means the next attack has advantage. So you would have disadvantage, but then you gain
So
advantage, so it just makes it a regular attack roll. But you do a lot of
okay.
damage and you get a lot of plus bonuses, so there's probably not a lot of reason not to attack. But I'll let you talk to your party. Sorry.
So
Okay.
go ahead with what you're thinking, and yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna move up a little bit. Sneaking, that's important. I don't know if this madcap has seen us yet. I think not, but
Well,
I want to
you're in
hit him.
initiative, but technically, I mean, he's not like next to you where he'd see you, so you can roll a
Yeah.
you can roll a stealth check.
All right. I want to try to get out a sneak attack and just hit him with my bow. Sorry, Dusty's making weird moaning sounds. I don't know where he got that from. What a weird bird.
Uh-huh.
Hey! Shut it!
Weird bird.
Stop.
So
Anyways.
for action economy wise, if you shoot him now using your action, it will have not disadvantage. So you can still technically hit with sneak attack. But it won't have advantage. And that's your one attack for the turn because you don't have multiple attacks, right? You attack once and that's it. Or
Let
do
me
you have multi
check.
attack?
I think I
'Cause
have multi-attack.
That's going to be the kicker because here's kind of how the math works out. If you only have one attack and you hold your action until he stands up, you hit with the full damage of that attack. If you have
Okay.
2 attacks, though, you can't ready both of them. You can only ready one at a time because the double attack is only on your turn, I think. Or is that monsters? But it would be better to just go ahead and use both, even though they'll have disadvantage. But check and see that first. And I'll look up how it works.
So he's looking up to see if you were to say, I hold my action until it stands up, then would you still get to do both attacks? You have extra attack, right, Willow?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at my stuff right now to check.
Yep. So if you do have extra attack, you attack twice instead of once if you attack on your turn. So if you hold your action, you're not attacking on your turn, you only get one attack. So while for Shora, it's more beneficial to hold her action, for you, if you do have 2 attacks, you get 2 chances to hit, even though one of them's a disadvantage. Mathematically, it might work out the same, but you have a chance to do damage twice, whereas if you hold it, you only have a chance to do damage once. So I don't care too much about the detailed math of it. I just want to do whatever is generally more efficient. And so if you do have extra attack, you can go ahead and attack, even though it's not necessarily the best.
I do have extra attack.
Good.
Sorry,
Plus 2 chances to get
I
sneak
dropped my
attack.
mic. Okay. Then I'll go as I was. Huh?
What weapon do you have? What's your range on that?
Oh, I have a magic longbow.
Longbow. Okay, yeah, you're definitely good then. 85.
Oh wow, yeah, they don't even have to move forward if you
Yeah,
don't want to.
longbow's 100,
Nope.
150 short range, so yep. As long as there's no cover, you're totally fine.
All right. I'm gonna sneak first of all. Let me roll.
So the sneak thing, I think the way that actually works is you'd have to use the hide action.
Oh.
So you'd actually have to use an action to hide.
Okay, then nah.
Well,
I guess you could say that they were already hidden at the beginning of combat, because that's kind of what we were doing, is spending that whole time getting into position.
Okay, so let's do
So
this.
it's kind of a pop out and then firing.
So I'll make a stealth roll now, and it'll be
Okay.
against his passive perception, and that'll decide whether or not you can sneak attack, basically. So go ahead and make your stealth. So this stealth roll is from before the battle. We didn't resolve that when Jake did all his stuff, and then I asked you guys if you wanted to do anything, and you said no. But we're basically pretending that you said yes, I want to be stealthing, and then you made this roll. Then same difference.
Cool. Well, I got a 13.
Shit. Okay. His passive perception is 13. He sees her.
Okay.
He sees Scree then, right? The madcap would see Scree.
Yeah.
So
because the passive perception is equal to the stealth check.
I will say it's up to you. However, the way that you resolve those kinds of questions is if it ties, you keep the status quo. So was he aware of her before the hide? In this case, I would say no, because he entered the area. If Scree was trying to hide, he would still be seeing her because you keep the status quo. In this case, since he already didn't notice Scree, I would say Scree is hidden, which was already the situation.
Okay, that seems fair.
He doesn't spot her. Sorry, he doesn't spot him because the madcap doesn't spot Scree because Scree was not in the madcap's vision at the time of the interaction.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
you're far away, so I'll give you the tie. If you rolled a 12, then I'd take the sneak attack away, but you made it just
He's trying to
barely.
see them, not the other way around.
Just barely.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. So you can make your attack. It doesn't have advantage, but it doesn't have disadvantage. Your second attack
All right.
roll will have disadvantage. But your first one you can just make straight up, and if it hits, you can add sneak attack damage. You cannot do your Horizon
No
Walker thing
planar
though.
warrior?
Yeah, because you're too far away. You have to be within 30 feet.
Oh. That's okay.
And make sure when you make your attack roll, make sure you include if there's a bonus on that bow. I can't remember if there is, but a plus.
Yeah, there's a +2.
Yeah, so that +2 gets applied to the attack rolls with it and damage rolls with it. So make sure you include that. All right, and make your attack roll.
All right. Holy shit. 27.
Is that a crit? No, I guess not. What'd you roll? Like an 18?
No. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So that definitely hits. So roll damage.
Awesome. With sneak attack damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. $11 damage.
All right.
All total.
Okay, 11 damage. It is still alive, and isn't it? Yeah, still alive. And it starts like wailing in anger, and it says,
Uh-oh.
"Who is shooting me? I'll get you for this. I'll kill you. I'll rend your guts and eat your spine." And you get a second attack. This one's a disadvantage because he's still laying down.
11 to hit.
11 to hit and misses. So your second arrow falls on the ground next to him. And does that end your turn?
Yep.
Now it's the Madcap's turn. So he uses half of his movement speed to stand. What's half of 25?
It's rounded down, but then if you're moving in squares, you don't count half squares, so 10 or 50. Wait,
Yeah,
you would
it's got to
you
be
would
10.
you'd use 12 and a half, but then you'd have 12 and a half left, but then you can't use that 2.5, so you'd have 10 left after using 12 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But you do the math in feet, and then you look at what's remaining and see what is left. So he could technically move 12 and a half feet if we were measuring by feet, or with a ruler or something. But in squares, he'd only have 2 squares left.
Okay, so he's gonna move 2 squares after he stands up, and then he's going to use his action to dash. And that's going to give him another 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's attempting to run by Raxlor, and you can see that his fey body parts are barely holding themselves together. He's damaged pretty bad, and he's also out of his action economy.
Bleeding?
Oh yeah, blood, ichor, flesh chunks. But he's still laughing. He's laughing and he's acting like it's a game. Like when you have like a really bad kid and like you're even like screaming at them and like dragging them around and they're just like ah. You're like literally abusing. No, I don't abuse Miles. You're literally like abusing the kid, but they're like so psychotic. They're just like laughing about it.
Yeah, Rob with Hootie.
Thank you for the flashback.
Yeah,
to
I
my
mean Miles
childhood.
with Hootie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or Zach. Probably more like Zach. Laughing maniacally while he's beaten by his parents. But this is a game, so it's funny when it happens in here. Raxlor, it's your
It's
turn.
also evil. It is. So I will go up to him and cut him off in the front. And before I do anything, I'll say, uh, I'll say, your fate has been judged and you've been found guilty. What do you have to say for yourself, trying to hurt my friend over there?
He spits at you and
I
laughs and says, "I'll eat your guts."
I try to grapple him. Natural 1.
Oh my god, you grapple yourself. This is not the time. Put that thing away.
Unfortunately, when grappling, the red cap and madcap are considered to be medium, so you do not get a size advantage when attempting to grapple him. And I
Well,
think I still have to roll though. But as long
does
as I
it
don't,
actually does it say that?
yeah, it's called
Oh,
outsized strength.
is that what you were talking
What?
about when you said it, like you were talking about them being small? It literally says as if they were medium, but they aren't
Yes.
medium.
Yeah, yeah.
Did we get my turn?
Skip your turn.
Did we?
No, you haven't gone yet. Raxlor had an
That was
11.
Jake's
I think
second time?
you had an 11, right? Well, Jake got a
Yeah.
surprise round. This is his first roll, and this
Oh,
is
that's
his
right.
first
That's
turn
right.
again.
Sorry. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. Thank you.
Yep. Wait. What was I looking at?
Well, um,
Grapple.
you got to grapple. Yeah, technically I rolled a 1, but it's technically a 5. So yeah, grapple.
Yeah, my computer
Not,
is
it's
fucking
not an
up,
attack, so it's
actually.
not an auto miss. It is a skill check. If it was an attack, I would have missed hard.
My windows are being real shitty. Okay, so yeah, he succeeds the grapple check. So you try to grapple him, and he wriggles away from you, and he spits at you again, and he giggles, and he reminds you of Stitch from the Lilo and Stitch movie, but the beginning part when he's all bad and crazy. Ah,
Gremlin-y. Literally just
Witchy
Gremlin-y.
Witchy bow.
That's actually Simpsons, but you know.
Well, crap. Damn, that feels. I'm like, haha, miss. I don't have any extra. I have bonus action spells, but none of them will slow him down. You said he's pretty bloodied, right?
Yeah, and he's also like wiping the blackish blood ichor that's dripping out of his face, and he's trying to smear it on you.
Oh, does Shora get a shot at him when he stands up? Let's go ahead and resolve that real quick.
Yes. Go Shora. It's your birthday. Not really. It's Willow's
Got a
birthday.
party like it's your birthday.
It's actually Willow's
Is it?
birthday. Yes.
Oh, happy birthday! I saw posts, but I didn't know when it was. I was
Thank
paying
you.
attention to the date.
All right, so whing, she lets her arrow fly, and longbow roll for damage. And okay, so as you're like as you're demanding him surrender and trying to grab him and stuff, and you're like challenging him directly, and he's like cussing at you like "Nyah, nyah, 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 nyah," and then suddenly and this arrow just comes out through the front of his neck through his throat, and you look back and there's
Rip.
Shora, and she goes, "You told me to ready my action," and he goes, "Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle, gurgle," and then
Bye.
when a madcap drops to 0 hit points, its hateful existence comes to an end in spectacular fashion as it bursts into flames, reducing itself, its ichor-soaked hat, and its pants to ashes instantly, while leaving behind its weapon and smoldering iron boots. You don't take any damage from it, but it bursts into flames and disappears. So as it collapses to the ground and dies, it like poofs away in flames. And there is a gross, heavy-looking sickle and 2 smoking iron boots that are sitting there in its spot. And it's dead.
I pick up both of those things just casually, silently, and I walk up to Shora and I go, "Eh." and I hand them to her, like asking her if she wants them.
She shakes
I
her
go-
head. She says,
I say, "You
I
sure?"
don't want to touch that."
I say, "It was your kill. I mean, they're technically yours. All right, suit yourself."
Your trophies. My what? I mean,
I
Oh,
say, "I'm more of an ear
the
girl, huh?"
like the 10-year-old daughter that shot her first deer, and the dad had her take a bite out of its heart, and then the internet got all pissed off.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What the fuck?
yeah, we're in Texas. That's just another Tuesday.
Okay, so I go to Lulu and I pat her and I say, "Oh, that was a close one, but don't worry, I was watching your back the whole time. I would have never let anything bad happen to you."
Oh, of course not. I trust you, Axelor, for no reason.
And now I shall leave for no reason.
Yes, for no
Um,
reason.
um, and I go back to the restaurant. I say, "Okay, I guess let's go tell the imp of our success." I kick some dirt onto his the little ashes of his corpse. I go and collect my hunting trap. And what do you guys think? Should I water the seeds?
Do it.
There could be it's some pretty crazy stuff that can happen. But I mean, this is
Do
D and
it,
D.
man.
This is D&D. How often do you get a chance to do something like that and make the DM figure it out?
Wait, what are you doing?
My bag of seeds, my little seed is still planted. How many of those did I have, by
Damn
the
it.
way? I'm sure I could find it if I go back and look in
What's the
the
name
videos.
of what's the actual name of it again?
Oh, you're gonna Google it? It's a bag of beans.
Oh, that's right. Oh shit. Yeah, I guess I rolled when you got it, right? To say how many beans there are.
I think so.
But
There was at least 2.
there's at least 3 because it's 3d4.
Oh, okay. I don't remember how many it was. I think you might have said the minimum or something, but it did not have very many. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember you getting it, but I don't remember you getting it. It's like,
I
"Oh
don't
yeah, you got
actually
that
have any
somewhere."
idea when I got it. I just remember getting it, and I was like, a bag of beans. Whatever. I'll find a use for those. It was somewhere in that one in the dungeon where we found Lulu. Would you like to roll for them now, or just say I'll take an average of 5 if you don't want me to roll?
Average of 5. What's
Yep. Don't do the math. Don't do don't
No,
do the
no,
math.
no. Wait. No, a 5. You want to be Oh, wait. Oh, 5 is a geyser with water, beer, berry
Oh.
juice, tea.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Sorry. Average for for how many beans are in the bag. I just wanted to. I don't have that written down.
Oh.
So the minimum is 3. I've never used any, but it could have also been maybe some of them had already been used. So
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I rolled. So, I'll
would
just
you? Well, you can either tell me what you think you rolled, and I'll accept it, or I can roll now, or you can roll now.
final roll. You have to write it down this time.
I will. I have it written down in my character sheet. I just didn't write how many. So you must have mentioned. I probably have it in a text document somewhere.
Maybe. I might have not rolled. I might have just given you the item and we say we deal with it later. Okay, 3d4.
That sounds right. So
Okay.
we deal with it later.
Okay, 4 beans.
4. Yeah. See, I think that's
2,
what happened
1,
last
1.
time. You ended up rolling something really low, and I went, "What? That's fine." So I've got 3 left. I'm gonna
I'll
leave
get
them
him
in
to
the
roll again
ground.
later.
Yeah, I saved it. That's it. 2 years. My plan has come to fruition. Speaking of fruition, I look around and make sure there's no one watching me. There is no one watching me, right? There's no one else in this area.
Nope.
I pull out my water skin and I dribble just enough water on it to wet the sand above it, and then I run in the opposite direction back towards the party. Do you want to roll, or should I?
Oh, do you have the chart up?
Yeah.
Well, that's no fun. You roll it, but then I'll tell you what the effect is.
Okay.
Don't go look up all the effects and start hoping for one. Just be surprised.
Oh, I've already looked at it to see what it's possible to have.
Oh yeah.
But I'll roll it. I won't look at the chart until you
you
say what happens.
You're gonna aggro a monster is what's gonna happen.
Maybe not all of them. Only some of them are monsters. and only a chance of them being evil. That's why I did it and then ran away. So the water slowly soaks into the sand as I'm.
Some of these could be really problematic, so just roll a D100 and I'll tell you what happens after 60 seconds.
And I've got 3 more. I rolled an 8, and I think that's just a stupid geyser one because I was already looking at it.
Yes! Haha! Yeah, no hungry bulettes burrowing up and attacking. Now
And it's DM's choice.
this is my favorite one. Obviously, 100 is when a beanstalk sprouts, which leads up to a literal like giant castle, and now it's a whole different mission. So you have to give me your Storm Giant's Thunder book.
Wait, I rolled a D20. Hold on, guys, we're still in the game. Hold on.
Yeah, it's a D100. Yeah.
I was like, wait, 100? Yeah, 100. All right, here we go. Okay.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
Everything above 90 is a problem. Oh, 69.
69.
Oh, god damn it.
But it happens after 60 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, a minute. Yeah, I'm gone. So the madcaps have to deal with that shit. Maybe they'll think that's what killed the other madcap. So as soon as I see, I'm like watching from super far away, and I see it go, and I'm like, "Yep, hey guys, let's go find those birds and tell them what's going on." You can just resolve that in the background. We don't have to actually resolve it directly. We could just be like, "While we're talking to the ravens, the bullet's like wreaking havoc."
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happens.
And I've got 3 more.
It's a large monstrosity. So
awesome,
it's
amazing.
That means it's 10 by 10. And it does have tremor sense 60 feet, but you're far enough away. So yeah, so after a minute, you watch from a distance, and the ground begins to shake and roll, and then burst open to reveal a terrible armor-plated, large, bullet-shaped monstrosity with a huge snapping maw and short, powerful legs. And since you're far enough away, it does not see you, but it looks angry, and it starts wandering around. So you guys might want to haul ass away from that area.
We're going the other way, and we're going to find the bird things to let them know we've successfully completed our mission. I put the sickle and boots into my pack so that I can show it to them as a proof.
Oh, it's pronounced boulet.
No, it's not. It's bullet. I don't care. I don't care what the official book says.
According to Tim Kask, who created the creature way back. Oh, okay.
Tim Kask. Yeah, and the GIF creator says it's GIF.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stupid and wrong.
If he created it, he gets to choose how it's pronounced.
It's like he's making his own headcanons, but because it's canon, it's canon.
Yeah,
okay, cool. So it's giraffic interchange format.
Since when do letters only have one sound in English? That's like, you can't tell the Pope he's wrong about Catholicism. If the Pope says Catholics believe this, then they do suddenly. So it's like by definition. So if the creator says this is how it's pronounced, because they created that word, so technically that's how you say it.
And yet, my name was originally pronounced Lutellian, until everyone pointed out how, according to the spelling, it makes a lot more sense for it to be Lutlian. So guess what I've gone by for the last 20 fucking years?
Ah, exactly. Yes, you gave in.
If I called it GIF and I invented it, and somebody pointed out it's not giraffic, it's graphic, I would have been like, wow, I feel like an idiot. Okay, guys, it's GIF. Because I can admit when I'm wrong. Apparently, this asshole can't.
But if you stood your ground stubbornly, then technically everyone else would be wrong. No one would care, but technically.
Nope, technically I would be wrong because I would be an idiot. I
Okay,
believe that.
so you go back far enough away from the boule, and Pins and Needles are perched on a tree and watching you. And they say, "Hey, good job killing Wazik. The hell are you doing summoning a monster in here?"
That wasn't us.
I say, summoning a monster. What? I was
Accident.
just emptying out my. I was just my water flask. I had the dregs left over. I was just pouring it out. Did something happen?
They laugh and say, "Oh, don't worry about it. That's just to us that's just an awesome prank. We love that'll be a prank on the red. It'll be a prank on the red caps. Give them a problem to deal with. We love pranking the red caps and the mad caps. Remember when we pranked Wazik and he got pissed off and swore revenge on us? And then the other Raven's like, "Shut up! He was gonna kill Lulu, remember?" And then the other one's like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, you guys saved your friend. You guys are so awesome. Yeah, thanks for taking care of that problem. It's really a problem for all of us. We'll make sure to put in
No
a
problem.
we'll make sure to put in a good word for you with Mad Maggie."
Let us know anytime anyone's planning on
Yay!
killing Lulu.
Yeah,
Um,
no problem.
yeah, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, they were lying about them gonna kill Lulu. He was
Kind of figured.
they pranked
Yeah, I
him.
figured.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, right? Who cares? Just
He
killing
tried
mad cats.
anyway. He tried anyway. So regardless of
Oh
what they,
yeah,
that's what I was saying.
yeah.
Like
He was gonna
regardless of
do
what
Exactly.
they said, if he was gonna do it, I mean that's plenty of reason enough for me to kill him. So
It took him long enough to realize that he could kill her, so obviously he wasn't intending to. But then he did,
Yeah.
get ready to try. So
yeah.
no
Yeah.
problem. Sure, two
I mean,
birds,
is
one
it
stone.
entrapment? Yeah, but I mean, is that prosecutable in Avernus? Probably not.
Okay, so yeah, so you finish that task. Um they're happy with you and they flutter off to do their own thing. And you've got well, it's a little bit after 6:30 because 6:30 is when you started fighting the guys. So it's like coming up on 7 o'clock, and um you expect that Mad Maggie's probably going to be looking for you soon, but she hasn't shown up yet. Anything else you want to do or check out while you're
Um,
here?
I think it wouldn't hurt to go. Like I said, I just emptied the last of my water skin. I would think it wouldn't hurt if we went in there and refilled our supplies. What we
Yeah.
can.
Okay. So you go into the Well, which is the local bar, and it's provided with a rare natural spring of clean water. Um, and when you walk in, it's pretty sparse. There's not really a lot of people in here. There's a couple of red caps here and there at a table, and they're just hanging out, drinking, staring at the wall, giggling to themselves. And there's a bartender. Um, Bartender is a human female um, with dark hair.
A human
Yes,
in Avernus?
and that's what
Sounds like
she.
interesting character.
Yeah, my computer is like being really stupid. Yeah, this is like. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my stuff is kind of like locking up,
Mm.
but it's okay. It's still running. Well, I just tried to send a. Yeah, I dragged an image from a folder into Discord, and now Discord and the folder are just like frozen. So,
Restart Explorer.exe.
um, I think I'd have to close everything because like the Discord is messed up too. Like Discord is where I can't. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a woman with dark hair, and she's on the stream. So if you turn on the stream, you can see it. But yeah, I'm having issues. Like earlier I didn't restart my computer before I started playing, so that's probably my problem. I usually just go ahead and restart it to be safe.
Yeah.
But like when I try to click on the thumbnail for my Google Dice Roller, it won't switch to it. I have to like minimize all the windows and tab over to it. So I don't know. My computer's just being funky, but it doesn't matter. So there's a woman, human female with dark hair, tending bar, and she sees you come in and she says, "Ah, welcome to the well. You don't see many adventurers wandering around here. Usually just these assortment of monsters. Come on up to the bar, get yourself some water and refresh yourself." She seems friendly.
Cool. I'd like to take a seat on the front part of the bar. I don't know what it's called.
The
I
bar.
think you guys know. The bar. Okay.
I walk into the bar and I walk up to the bar and I sit at the bar.
And then I walk into the bar.
Thunk.
And then I passed the bar and became a lawyer. And then
Now
I
you've
was
heard my joke.
and then I was disbarred because I worked with Rudy Giuliani.
Those are literally the same word, the same meaning. It's just bar. That's what disbarred means. I follow and I stay quiet as Scree walks up. Looks like they had something they wanted to say, but I follow and let them take the lead if they were going to start a conversation.
I do, but I'm sorry. This is a really bad time, but I really gotta go pee.
Okay, we can wait then.
Sure.
Very back, very back.
So Scree runs across the bar and goes to the bathroom at the other side of the room. And the bartender says, "Oh, wow, he must really had to go to the bathroom." And then just kind of like awkwardly looks at you guys.
A priest, a rogue, and a warlock walk into a bar. The rogue says, "I've got to take a pee," and runs away. The priest says, "Well, this is awkward."
3 guys walk into a bar.
There's no joke. It's just what happens.
3 guys walk into a bar. You think one of them would have seen it. 2 trolls walk into a bar. A gnome walks under.
That's the WoW version.
A group of adventurers walk into a bar. They jokingly ask the bartender, "There aren't any mimics here, are there?" The bartender laughs. The adventurers laugh. The table laughs. The adventurers kill the table. Everyone has a good time. A rogue walks into a bar. He uses uncanny dodge. I don't get it.
Oh.
A bard walks out of a bar. The joke is that they're all drunks. A barbarian walks out of a bar. He's now just a barian.
Oh my god.
I'm bad at jokes. Oh, this person was just making these up in a post. Like, yeah.
No, they stole those, especially the uncanny dodge one.
Yeah, the
How is
uncanny
that-
dodge one.
How is that funny? Oh,
Uncanny dodge is when
he
you
dodges the bar.
fail a dex. Yeah.
I get it.
If an attack hits you, you can dodge it.
Hi,
So it's like it
guys.
didn't hit you. Welcome
Okay,
back.
that one was actually funny. Oh, Willow's back. Now we have to get back to the game. Wait, one more joke. An elf, a human, and a dragonborn. Oh, it's the same joke Zach said. Never mind. Okay.
Wait.
Here's the last one. An elf walks into a bar, and the barkeep says, "You elves think you're so smart just because you invented the alphabet."
And then the elf shot the barkeeper.
By the way, my joke, the 2 trolls and the gnome, I made that up. I did not get it from anywhere. So nobody else gets to claim credit for something straight garbage.
Only you.
Every time I tell it, it makes Amanda laugh.
It is hilarious. Actually, it's way better than the ones I randomly Googled.
I came up with that on the fly, like, I don't know, 12 or 13 years ago while we were playing WoW. Because there's the joke of, 2 people walk into a bar, you think one of them would have seen it, always made Amanda laugh, and that was one she had heard somewhere. And then I came up with that one, and she, like spit her drink out. So now it always makes her laugh. I love it.
All right, so Scree, when you come back out of the bathroom, the bartender looks at you and says, "All right, everything all emptied out and good now?"
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
man.
All right, come on up to the bar and
Sitting down.
get a drink. You guys look thirsty.
Water.
Her clothing is like, I wish I could send you this stupid freaking picture. I download all this nice art. She's she's dressed impeccably, and her clothes are just in like perfect condition. No dirt
Huh.
or anything. Her hair is perfectly in place, and she moves with a special grace as she doesn't do anything because no one's ordered anything yet. But she stands there looking graceful.
Can I get some water?
She goes, "Sure thing." And she goes, "You want it in a glass, or you want me to fill up your water skin there?"
Water skin, water skin.
She goes, "You know what? I'll just get you a pitcher." And she reaches under the counter and she pulls up a pitcher of water and says, "It's on the house. No charge for water here."
Thank you.
I want to fill up my water skin too, but then when she's done, when he's done, I want to order.
Hey, you're a human,
She looks at you
right?
and she goes, "Seems that way. Are you?"
Huh? No, I'm a Kenku. I don't
Oh.
see many humans around here. Who are you?
She says, "They call me Natasha the Dark."
Natasha the Dark.
Yep, I've been running this bar here
Write that
for
down, write that down.
quite a while.
When'd you start up this bar?
Oh gosh, quite a long time ago, before Mad Maggie was in charge around here. Um, but to tell you the truth, I really can't trust a lot of my own memories because, yeah, I'm actually a clone.
What? Huh?
Yeah,
Explain?
well, I was cloned from one of the daughters of Baba Yaga. So some memories I've actually experienced, but some are actually memories that have just copied over from the whoever I was cloned from.
What?
Yep. So I
That's
figure,
crazy.
yeah, so the real me is out there probably doing me stuff, but since I ain't got nothing better to do because I'm already doing everything I want to do, so I'm just hanging out here, tending bar. It's a good gig.
I pointed her and interrupt as she's finishing that sentence, and I say, "Hey, you are the real you. Don't let anyone tell you different."
She looks at you and winks and says, "Thanks, I'll remember that." And then she looks at Zoe and says, "Hey, you look pretty magical. You wouldn't happen to know the spell Tasha's Hideous Laughter, would you? Because I tell you what, I've been really itching to, it's kind of dark and dismal here, and I'd really just looking to cheer myself up, and I'd really love an adventure to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on me just so I can giggle for about a minute. Do you happen to have that spell?"
Sorry,
Man,
I don't have that spell, but look at it this way: at least
Oh.
it's not the Underdark.
Oh yeah.
man.
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, that's okay. If you know anyone that can cast hideous laughter, let me know cuz you know, I've been here for a while and I could use a good joke. And then like as she's interacting with you, like she finishes saying that, and then she notices the book that you're carrying and her eyes get wide and she goes, "Whoa! What's that book you got there? Where'd you find that?"
Yeah, it's my book,
It's
and it's exactly what it looks like. It's a book.
covered in some pretty intricate fey designs. Are you aware of what's inside that book?
I'm pretty sure I'm aware enough. I think. Why? What do you know?
Oh, I don't know. I'm a bartender, so I know a few things. I'll tell you something Something I know about that book. If you were smart, you'd pass it to me to toss into that fireplace over there as firewood. Get rid of your problems right now,
Mm,
real quick.
I think I'm okay. Do you guys have any mead here? Can I order some, mead?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got mead. Okay. Well, if you change your mind about the book, let me know. And if you do ever end up destroying the book on your own, definitely come back and tell me about it. Or if the book destroys you, then you can't come tell me about it. So don't worry about that
Well,
case.
I don't know. You never know, baby. I will be able to come back and tell you all about it.
Oh, yes, maybe so. Maybe sooner than you think. And she passes you a glass of mead.
Thank you.
And she asks for a small amount of normal money. No soul coins or souls or blood or anything weird.
Okay, I go ahead and pay her because I have some money.
Yeah, it's like copper, so you don't even have to mess
I
with the
figured
gold.
it's not enough to, yeah.
Yep. She says, "All right, well, anything else I can get for you guys?"
I say, uh, you have anything stronger than that mead there?
Um, yeah, I got some dragon brew. It's a 1 gold a flagon. It'll get you messed up.
I'll take 2 flagons of
Ooh.
that. And I drop a handful of gold on the table, like 15 pieces.
Rex, Lore, you good?
I said, just the 2 pints. You guys can share some if you want.
She hands
Uh,
you a dragon flagon.
Dragon flag.
well,
That's fun to say.
you see, I just turned 17, not 21. I can't drink. No, but actually, Scree, wants to be the only sober one right now.
Oh, she
So.
says, "Oh, how convenient. Here in Avernus, the legal drinking age is 2.5."
I say, oh, these little things, these aren't gonna do anything to me. I'm way too big and bulky. These'll pass right through me. Don't worry about it.
That's
This
what
just
McGee
a
said, but we know how that ended up.
Yeah.
I take one of them and just start sipping it, and then I want to ask, I want to say, so, you say you don't see many adventurers around here, just monsters, but I saw 2 seemingly normal people outside earlier. It was a shit. I wrote down their names, but of course I didn't write down what they were. Though, hold on, I can find the text document. I saw 2 people outside. One was named Feanor, and the other one was named Smiler. Do you know anything about them? They seem pretty normal.
She says, "Oh, oh, of course I know them, and I assure you, there's hardly anyone less normal here in all of Avernus." She goes, "I wouldn't even go so far as to call them humans. Feanor is on a page. I think she's human. She's got milky white eyes and a parasol made of bones. She's an archmage.
She sounds
I think she's a
pretty.
yeah, I think she's a human." She goes, "Well, yeah, maybe technically human, but I wouldn't go so far as to call any of the warlords here human. Even if they originally were, they've certainly become twisted in their minds. If you're interested in warlord stuff, you should definitely talk to Mad Maggie. She's kind of in charge of keeping them in line. There's a bunch of warlords out there, but um, probably just a few that you should be concerned about immediately. Feanor is definitely a powerful warlord, and you don't want to get on her bad side."
Uh, 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 um, she sounds kind of Um, cool, but
Yeah, that's what
also
Mahadi.
extremely dangerous.
Yeah, that's what Mahadi thought. He was that's why she originally came here. Was she was invited here by the master of the Wandering Emporium. He fell in love with her, but she did not return his feelings and got bored of his attempts to impress her. Without so much of as a farewell, she took to the wastelands and on one of his infernal war machines and never looked back.
Oh,
So there's a little bit of a sore spot between the two of them.
A little bit. Now she's with
Oh,
I hear she's with a warlord named Carol.
yeah, Carol Devown. I've heard of their relationship. I don't know how that's gonna go, but
Does the
I
name
didn't.
does the name Fëanor sound familiar to you at all?
Me? No.
Okay,
Yeah, me.
just randomly.
Sounds a lot like Lord of the Rings.
Very good. So Fëanor,
Boromir's brother, I think.
actually, it's one of the elves from the Silmarillion that did something impressive like
Ah,
slay Morgoth or something like that. Fëanor was
I knew I
like
recognized the name.
Fëanor was like the most powerful battle elf to ever live or something like that. Like one of the top 5 like strongest elves. I just happened to see recently because I like a Silmarillion page on Facebook and they just share random stuff that I don't remember because that thing is so complicated. But then it's like, oh, Fëanor, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh shit, that's totally where they got it from. So not really related, but that's definitely where the name came from. It's off by 1 letter. Sorry, I just wanted to add that because I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
No, that
Te-
is cool. I recognize the name. I just
Technically off by 2 letters, but yeah, same pronunciation. I think probably.
Probably, yeah.
probably.
Um, but yeah. So you do you know about Mahadi? Because we were actually looking to get maybe look and see what he's got for sale, but um I clearly it's called the Wandering Emporium, so I figure he's not exactly in one set place. But does he? How does one find his Wandering Emporium?
Well, it's pretty hard to find it unless it wants you to find it. So if you've never met Mahadi or if you've never been to the Emporium, it would be pretty hard to find intentionally. But
What if I were
if you've been there once, you could probably find a way to find it again if you're able to get in good with Mahadi.
um um who would I who do you think I would be a good person to talk to get more information about that?
Um, well, probably someone who's been there. So Fëanor, but I think she left.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep that in mind. I was just curious if he had like a shack out back that we were just overlooking. So, all
No, he'll
right.
you know what? He might even find you when the time is right. Maybe you'll stumble upon it or maybe he'll find you or maybe you'll, find someone that's been there before and can lead you there, but oh, not me, unfortunately. I've met lots of strange creatures, but I don't recall any directions to the Wandering Emporium, but you know, even so, as you said, it is wandering, so even if I knew where it was last, it might be hard to find.
True, true. Well, I figured like if you could recall or whatever, you could lead us to it. But I'm not gonna put you out too much. We just met and all. I was just
Sure.
curious if you knew anything about it. But
Yeah, I'm happy to
um,
help with info. That's my job as a bartender, right? I mean, I'm just a clone. I don't got nothing else to do. I'm just an NPC waiting for adventures. And she says
I say,
NPC. She says that.
I say, so you said you're a clone. How do you know that you're a clone? Do you know your creator? Are that you in service to them?
Um, yeah, I don't really have a lot of that info because most of my memories are from, my previous life. So I remember that I was cloned, but
I mean, like, what are you doing here in Avernus? Like, do you have a reason to be here? Is it just you don't have a way to get out, or you just like it here?
No, I like it here. I think this is a good place for a clone. Just kind of just doing some important work out of the way. Every so often adventurers show up, although not in a very long time, I'll tell you that.
Okay, well, we'll be here. We'll be here for at least the night. So if you need anything or think of anything you want, we're probably gonna be heading out here shortly. Next day or so. So if you have any questions about the outside state of the outside world since you've been gone, or anything like that, or are just looking for a way to get back, maybe to the material plane, just let us know. We might be able to help you with that. You did say something about laughing. Um,
Oh yeah,
I,
Tasha's hideous laughter. I'd love to have that spell cast on me one day.
I say I'm not exactly a great comedian myself, and I don't know any, much less knowing any magic that would cause you to laugh. But Zoe, you've been you got that book there, but you've also been studying like bardic lore and magic and things like that. What sort of bard magic have you acquired on your journey? Surely you have at least 4 first level bard spells. What 4 spells are those?
I took Featherfall, Cure Wounds. Crap.
Yeah, there's you should have 4 for being a first level bard. What are your other 2 first level bard spells?
I'm looking. I swear to God I wrote them down, but they're missing now.
Sure would be a convenient if you happen to have Tasha's hideous laughter right now. That'd be cool if you just remembered that was one of the
Uh,
spells that you chose when you became a bard. That would be very convenient, especially because that's one of the more powerful bard spells. Probably is likely one that you would have picked up.
I don't. Oh, okay, sure. Why not?
Well, let's go ahead and take this intermission and think in your head real hard which 2 spells you want to have, since it's been probably 4 or 5 sessions since you leveled up to bard. So let's
Oh
go ahead and solidify that and write it down.
yeah, let's take like a 5 minute break. I'll AFK for a second while Zach picks his 2 spells and writes them down on the sheet.
Yeah.
Sure would be a great coincidence if one of them just happened to be Tasha's hideous laughter. But it's totally up to
There's
you
a-
which 2 that you pick.
There's
AFK
actually
Zach.
a chance I didn't pick 2 more bard spells. There's a chance that one was blank.
That's probably what happened. But wouldn't it be great?
Yeah, I think I actually never did pick those 2 spells.
You're also
Um,
you're also missing a warlock spell. You only have 7. You should have 8.
God, I thought I was supposed to only have 7. Damn it.
Nope, we leveled up. That one was more recent because it was when we leveled up to 7. You went from 7 to 8 spells. But I mean, you don't have to choose all of those spells right now. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be a great, perfect coincidence if one of those spells that you happened to pick 6 sessions ago just happens to be Tasha's hideous laughter,
Yeah.
which would perfectly align with what we need to do right now? That would be great, and then you can permanently have it written down and say, I'm so glad that I had picked that spell.
Yes, I'm obviously picking that spell. I just don't know what other ones to pick yet.
Yeah, you don't have to right now. I was just you'll need to pick another warlock spell too, so no rush on that. I was just trying to nudge you into conveniently picking that one. Like I said, that's probably, I mean, of the four spells you're gonna pick, all your other warlock spells are already pretty good. So Cure Wounds, I think, is the only one you've actually used of your bard spells. Tasha's is pretty good because you can upcast it to 4th level.
Yeah.
Actually, what's the duration on that?
And
Oh, it doesn't upcast. You can't upcast Tasha. That's kind of lame.
You don't need to
Okay, but
upcast
yeah,
it. It lasts for a minute. It's awesome.
Yeah, but if you upcast it, maybe it was like 1 minute per spell level or something.
AFK for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying to him, there's not that many good bard spells. Level 1, like those are the 4. It'd be like
Mhm.
the one that makes the enemies run away, cure wounds, featherfall, touches.
Yeah, maybe sleep. Sleep's pretty good. But sleep's
Eh,
actually sleep's better at low levels. Once you start
Yep.
leveling up, then it's not really very effective.
It falls off real quick, even if you upcast it. Can you even upcast it?
Well,
I'm trying to
yeah,
look
I
up the bard
think
spell
you
list.
can, but I mean, it's just there's more effective ways to disable enemies.
Yeah.
Sleep is good for a lot of low enemies, including like if you're a really low level. Like at level 1,
Mhm.
you could just totally like, you know, wipe out half of a group of goblins or something that comes at you. So, but
Yeah.
at this level, it's probably gonna do like one creature. So Tasha's is actually better. It's a single target disable,
Ooh.
but when they fail the saving throw, it lasts for like 10 rounds. So,
Silvery Barbs is first level.
oh no, oh god.
So it does upcast, but it's only 2d8 for every additional level, and I don't think that scales with HP very well. Like by 4th level, if you're using a 4th level slot, you're only rolling an additional 68, and that's like by then creatures have a lot more HP too.
Yeah.
Longstrider, Illusory Script, yeah. Fairy Fire, yeah. The other spells are good,
I
but
think
it's
he
like
actually
they're.
has Fairy Fire already.
I think it's on the Warlock spell list, but he doesn't actually have it.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know if
on
he
his
took it.
face. It's on his face spell list, but he never took it.
Oh, okay.
He's got some good spells. He just didn't have all the bard spells selected, and he has never picked a level 7 Warlock spell.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So yeah, you do have that spell. We're looking through other spells that you could get, but I don't think that's important right now. We can deal with that later. But you do
Yeah.
have that spell, so that's what the role play was. Is I was like,
You're not gonna pick
trying to.
the last bard spell.
I vote Silvery Barbs.
I know. I need to look at more of them.
What is Silvery Barbs?
Yeah, I don't remember
It's
seeing
Is
that
it a
one.
bard? It's brand new. It came out this month.
yeah,
Or
it's the
last month.
Strixhaven one. That's the one people are bitching about.
Is
You were
it?
telling me about it.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, I
The
know.
target has to re-roll.
It's bard though. Yeah, bard,
Yeah.
sorcerer, wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you see a creature within 60 feet succeed on an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, Silvery Barbs requires them to roll another d20 and take the lower of the two numbers. In other words, you can give disadvantage after the target has already succeeded. Yeah, you should take Silvery Barbs as the
And
last
you give
spell.
advantage to one of your allies
Oh, that's right.
on
Yeah,
their next attack.
yeah. So you can pick as a reaction. You can pick any enemy that just made a successful roll and basically make them redo the roll and get disadvantage. And then you also give advantage to one of your allies. So it's disadvantage to an enemy
That's
that's
cool.
already rolled. So you don't give it him disadvantage first. You get to go, uh-oh, they're about to hit me. I change them to disadvantage. Yeah, and people are going
What was that
nuts
about
over
that
it.
uncanny dodge?
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
it's the caster version.
And this is a level 1
Yeah,
spell too. Yeah, people
Yep.
are freaking out on social media.
I'm
Mm,
taking it.
it is good, and I'd say take it especially because it's something you can use your level 1 bard spell slots on.
Hmm.
It's not great for upcasting because it doesn't upcast, but with those level 1 bard slots, you're never going to use those for cure wounds or something because they're just too weak. So that actually would be a good little one to have,
Mhm.
basically twice a day. Um, yeah, it's called Silvery Barbs. But yeah, so anyway, we're doing a little side combo. I was talking to the barkeep, and I turn to you and I say, "Oh, I know. She mentions Tasha's hideous laughter. You might know it by like a different name. I don't know if you, but I'm familiar with bards. Do you think you might have studied a spell that's similar to that? It's
I think I might have accidentally, when I was learning my spells, I gave it a funny little nickname because, it's supposed to be a funny spell, and it just didn't click that it was the same thing. I called it the Jokey Pokey.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It basically it forces a creature to laugh for a minute after it's cast, and of course, normally that would be horrible to happen in the midst of combat, but I'm sure it could. Apparently, it might. I've never tried it myself. I've never done, like, how the cops have to tase themselves in order to use a taser, and I've never done that myself because I've never gotten the chance to use it. But apparently, it might feel good if you're casting it on someone who's willing.
And that's what it's all about.
Consent.
Just get the safe word first.
Bro.
Break concentration, break concentration.
I I turn to the barkeep and I say, if Zoe would be willing to provide you with her magic, um, I certainly wouldn't be opposed to giving you a little burst of levity dark in this dark place.
She looks at Zoe and goes, "Oh, do you know the laughter spell after all?"
Yeah, let's give this a shot.
Okay.
I put my right hand in and I cast the Jokey Pokey.
All right. So expend one level 1 spell slot, and she willingly, it's a wisdom saving throw, but she willingly fails the save. And she, as the magic takes hold of her mind, she begins giggling and then puts her hand over her mouth as she bursts out into laughter. And it seems like she's laughing at something specific, but she's not able to describe it. Um, and in fact, it seems like multiple things are funny to her, kind of like the last D&D session that we played. How I just how I just kept laughing at everything inexplicably, and everything was just hilariously funny.
I would like to point out
Pardon.
she also falls prone.
Yes, and she collapses to the ground, incapacitated for a full 60 seconds, as she is laughing. It at the end of each of its turns, and when it takes damage, it can try another Wisdom saving throw, but she lets the full duration go because she is enjoying it. So for 60 full seconds, she laughs, and then when the spell is over, she composes herself, stands up, straightens her clothes, dusts off her dress, and has a satisfied look on her face. And she goes, "Thank you very much. Again, let me just offer, if there's anything that I can do to help, um, stop by. You've definitely made a friend in me." And then she eyes your book again and says, "Sure you don't want me to toss that into the kindling?"
Why do you want to toss it into the kindling so bad?
I just think it would burn nicely.
No, I'm going to give it a shot.
Okay.
When the DM
Wait,
is
what?
trying to bait you into destroying the magic item he gave you because he doesn't want to follow through with it. As I clench my bag of beans close to my heart.
Okay. Okay. If you don't want to destroy that book.
Oh,
Hey.
he said he does. He said he wants to give it a shot.
Oh, wait. Yes? Into the fire?
No.
Oh, I thought that's what I heard.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, let me know. And if anything does transpire with the book, um, one way or another, feel free to come back and tell me about it.
Okay.
Cool. Anything else I can do for you guys? I'm certainly in your debt for casting that hideous laughter. It's been many, many years since I heard um such a good joke.
Well, I mean, if you want to explain why you really want to get rid of the book, I would love to know that. If
Well,
there's something that I don't.
I mean, it seems based on those symbols, seems like it's got some dark fey magic going on, and I don't know. I got a little bit of experience with fey magic, and usually the dark stuff, you probably want to stay away from it. So I was just offering to get rid of it before it, causes a hassle to you.
That's okay. If it causes a hassle, it causes a hassle.
All right. Well, just keep an eye on it, and like I said, if anything odd transpires, feel free to come back and chat with me about it. I've, I know a thing or two about Fae situations, so if anything, if you guys have any questions about that sort of thing, and you're looking for someone to trust, I'm always here. And then she pauses, and then looks at you, and then says, "Always here." And then she starts wiping out a glass.
Okay.
Wipe, wipe, wipe. Anything else I can do for y'all?
I say, can you top my water skins up real quick?
Oh, certainly. And she tops up all your water skins.
I say, all right, well, we got to be going. We got some business to attend to, but thanks for the chat, and glad we were able to hopefully help you with your mood, and look forward to talking to you again. But we'll make sure to come say hi or bye before we leave, at least.
All right, cool. And as long as you don't, if you leave here in good graces with Mad Maggie, I'm sure she'd always welcome you back. And if you're looking for a way to get back here, you should be able to ask your friend there. He should be able to lead you back, right, buddy? And she points at your shield, and she goes, "Looks like a pretty powerful devil you got slung over your back there." So
Uh,
I'm sure he could bring you back here if you needed to. Isn't that right, Valrog? And Valrog goes, yeah, sure, whatever these guys need." She's like, "I don't like this chick. She's kind of weird."
how did she know?
Well, how would she not know about the mighty Valrog? I see nothing strange or odd about that at all. Everyone should know the mighty Valrog.
All right, man.
Yeah, everyone knows Valrog. It's just whether you whether you like him or not. Whether it's a good no or a bad no.
Usually a bad no.
I say, oh really? Is that true, Valrog? You can lead us back here if we need to. That'd be a great help.
He says, "Well, I couldn't have led you here in the first place because it's not a place I've been to before, but now that I've been here, yeah, I reckon I could probably find my way back unless we get into some really bad luck."
Oh good. Well, we'll keep that in mind
Teleport
if we
waypoint
ever need to
unlocked?
come back here. Yeah, waypoint unlocked.
Yeah,
Flight path.
yeah. Kind of. Kind of. That's kind of. I mean, you didn't have to take Valrog here with you, so that's kind of a big benefit of befriending a powerful devil, is that he can act as a guide. Without him, you'd have to find a guide or wander aimlessly, which could also be fun. But I don't really want to randomly. I don't really want to start rolling on random location tables yet.
So I will go ahead and leave. Someone went ahead and left. Just kidding. Well, Willow left, but quick question. Completely unrelated to the game. I just want to take a very, very short question. In where you said she willingly fails the throw.
Uh-huh.
Welcome back. I'm not questioning that. I'm just curious because I want to start an argument in the Raw group. Does literally not anything about you? I think that should be a thing and is a thing, and I will make it a thing.
Yeah.
But does the book say that she willingly fails the saving throw, or is that just you?
Does the book say that she willingly fails the saving throw?
Yeah, because if it does, I want to use that as a reference to prove to people that you should be able to willingly fail saving throws.
Oh no.
I want to go.
I'm
I want to go
pretty
into
sure
it doesn't.
I'm pretty sure that I read. No, so that's just me. I'm pretty sure that I read at some point that you can choose to fail saving throws. Because
Some
you could just not jump out of the way or not
yeah.
resist the thing. But maybe it was just one particular spell that I read and I was just remembering that.
Some spells do say that the target can willingly fail, and so the argument is that if it doesn't say that, then they can't choose to fail it. but I don't know. So I was going to use that as a reference and say, aha, well, this published adventure says that they can willingly fail the saving throw. So, they wouldn't have said that if it wasn't a thing. So I was just curious. If it's not a big deal. I wanted to know. 'Cause
Nah.
I don't want to just go reading the book myself. So figured I'd ask.
No, and because also you'd be reading the book and you'd be like, Control
Yeah.
F, Natasha the Dark. No results found. What the hell? They
Yeah.
they give really sparse resources.
I just wanted to check because when I hear something like that, and I'm not like questioning you, I'm like, aha, I can use that as I'm always looking for quotes I can quote in response to conversations. So anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and go. And I know it's getting kind of late. We might go and check in with Mad Maggie here in a little bit, see what she's doing. I look around real quick before I leave. Are there any like potted plants in here, like that someone's keeping a plant and growing it in here?
There's one scraggly plant on on the back bar. It looks like it's probably Natasha's.
Oh, it's like behind the bar.
Uh-huh.
Okay, never mind.
Oh.
All right, so
Sus.
let's go ahead and go, and we'll go find Mad Maggie and see if she can see if she's ready with that ritual thing yet. Unless if that's all we're doing.
That's all I have planned until we finally, take a long rest.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so you guys leave the well. And you had a pretty good interaction with Natasha the Dark. You asked some good questions and stuff, and I kind of just, insinuated that she's not really in the book anyway. So it's a flavor character, but there's still ways that you can interact. What I want to do, just because I feel like otherwise it's going to be totally lost forever, and especially to the stream, because you'll probably, we don't really know how this adventure is going to proceed. I just want to point out that the spell Tasha's Hideous Laughter
Oh yeah.
is named after the famous witch that created the spell, the witch Igwilv, who's the daughter of Baba Yaga. So, and Natasha the
Oh
Dark
yeah.
said that
So
she was a cloned daughter of Baba Yaga. So,
and her name is Natasha.
Yeah.
and her name is
It's
Natasha the Dark. So if you guys were interested in lore that much, or if I gave you roles, then you might notice that there's like a connection there. But that's
Whoa.
not necessarily a secret or something. She said, "Oh yeah, I was cloned from the daughter of Baba Yaga." Well, Baba Yaga has multiple kids, and all of them are powerful monsters. It's like Medusa, um, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. That's the Tasha, by the way. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Um, um,
Mm.
yeah. So claims to be a clone. But that's like the important connection. So she's in some way connected to like major characters.
that's kind of cool.
But she's not in the book anyway, so it doesn't matter. But she could be,
No,
and
that
she
makes it
should
even
be.
cooler.
There's no well. There's no Fort Knucklebone is literally just it's a bunch of scrap and here's your encounters. So I'm using supplement material to actually make this kind of like an interesting place. Fëanor is a real
Cool.
warlord, but she's not hanging out at the fort unless I want her to be because I'm the DM, so I can move the chess pieces around however I want. So there's a lot of book stuff going on, just to be clear. But yeah, I'm definitely making it more interesting. But as you kind
Yeah,
of
no,
pointed
that
out when
they
I was
they literally force you to do that. Like,
yeah, you have to make it fun. You have to make up, add in your own stuff. But like to your point about me trying to destroy Zach's book, it's like, yeah, it seems like the DM's trying to, but I'm not claiming that's what I'm doing. You don't know what would have happened because you declined to give her the book. And you
exactly.
still don't know where that's going to go. But it's like
Yeah, I have no idea, but
since
I want to find out.
but we know that I added the book because we did that back in Candlekeep. So it's actually like, oh, this is supplementary stuff that links up with what I've done already, and it kind of tells an interesting story. And now you've got at least a character that's not an evil night hag devil that might have some extra knowledge. So made a friend. Anyway,
Yay.
okay, so you guys leave and I think that we can wrap up soon. But do you guys do you want to start the dream quest?
I think we
It's
can.
probably not long, but it would be like basically, do you want to do another short encounter, or do you want to stop and then start with that next time?
Let's start with the short encounter, cause
Yeah,
yeah,
because
It's
I
it's
know
already
I'm still not
almost late.
100%. I know you probably aren't either. So
okay. Then we can so you guys leave, and as you're leaving the well, it's about 7 o'clock, and you see Mickey lumbering across the yard, and he's motioning for you to follow him. Um, so Mad Maggie's machine is ready, and you can follow Mickey back to her hut, and then begin the dream quest. Um,
Follow.
and yeah, so we can do that next time. That way we don't feel like we're like rushing or squeezing it in, but it's kind of like it's kind of cutscene-y because you're going into her dreams, but you do get to interact. So it's not just me describing stuff. So I think it would be better if we stop now and then we can pick that up next time. Um,
yeah,
so next session, I mean, next of one of my games, we can do the dreams, and you guys can get your reveals and your information, and figure out where you're gonna go, and leave Fort Knucklebone. So that'll be, I mean, assuming you don't find something else to do here, but I mean, you pretty much interacted with everyone. You got on Maggie's good side, so you get to find out what the benefit of that is as well. So we got some good stuff to resolve next time.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
And
that'll
yeah,
be good to start with because
Cool.
you got that. We can start straight with cutscenes. You can talk for a little bit, do the cutscene, and then we start playing rather than starting right into a combat and trying to remember where we're at.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be better if we were gonna do it. We should do like the whole dream sequence, and yeah, we don't want to be
yeah,
rushed. It's kind of like a bunch of big reveals, and I've got some images to show you, to
Yeah,
represent the dream. So it's like I'm going to describe a scene, but then also here's a really cool image that I found that depicts part of it, so that you can get a better sense of what's going on. Um,
Cool.
so we'll do that. Um, and you guys did, that you succeeded with Maggie's gang. That everyone basically you were able to help out successfully. So it's actually not bad if we stop, because I should do some research into vehicles, and
Oh yeah.
Oh,
maybe you'll get to
yes.
sweet.
play around there a little bit. Oh, one more thing happens when you guys leave. So while you're following Mickey heading towards Mad Maggie, this red cap waddles up to
Yeah,
you, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he's got his hands clasped, so there's something in his hands. And he
Oh,
runs up to you, and he's got a big smile, but not like laughing. I mean, they're always kind of laughing, kind of like Beavis and Butthead, but he comes running up,
yeah.
and he walks up to um see, and I can't even tab over to it. All I want to do is just randomly pick you guys. Let's see. Scree. He walks up to Scree.
three.
And yeah,
Oh,
a red cap, and he walks up to you, and he holds out his hands, and he hands you something.
oh. I take it.
You hold out
And
your
I thank him.
hand, and he opens his, and a severed finger drops into your palm,
Oh,
and he goes, and he
aha.
and he goes, friendship ring.
Kind of like Van Gogh with the
Friendship
beer.
ring. Is there a ring
Friendship
on the finger?
ring.
Or is it
Um,
just a finger?
there's a ring of barbed wire twisted around the finger, and there's
Oh,
blood oozing out from it.
Uh,
But he's not telling you to put it on. He
um,
just gave you the finger.
He gave you the finger.
Yeah, yeah.
Can
Oh
I
my
high
God.
five the red
Oh my
cap?
God, he did. He gave you the finger. Maybe that's the whole point.
Nice.
So, yep, he gave you the finger. And he says, "Friend?"
Friend.
Is this a red cap we've seen before, or just a random one?
As far as you know, it's random. But I mean, they're all milling around randomly, so he might have seen you. Maybe he saw you summon the boulet and he thought that was really awesome. And now he's just
Okay.
standing there with his hands behind his back, swaying on the balls of his feet, like just looking at you with a big smile.
I'm gonna high five him.
Oh, he gets really excited. And he high fives you.
five.
He high fives you back, and his tiny little gnome hand slaps into your hand, and you just feel it with like the weight of a giant. This little guy is incredibly
Ow.
strong. Like outsized strong. Like he's this tiny little guy, but he has the strength of like literally a giant. Like it's supernatural. But it doesn't hurt. I mean, more than normal. Hurts a little bit.
I pull a
Thanks,
silver coin out
man.
of my pouch and hand it to him.
He takes it from you and says, "Oh, thank you, friend. Snack." Gulp. And then swallows the silver
Snack.
coin.
It's funny because that's
Nice.
actually what I was gonna try to get him to do. I was gonna like bite it, like how you bite a gold coin. I was gonna bite it and then hand it to him, but I was like, no, I'll just give it and see what he does.
Oh, he just chomps right into it.
Even better is I was gonna hand him a magic bean and hopefully he ate that and see
Oh,
what happened.
jeez, no! No!
I didn't want to waste it though.
So yeah, he's really happy with your gift. And he goes,
Awesome.
"Me? Put word. Good Mad Maggie for you.
Yay! Thank you, little man.
And then he goes, "Thank you, bird." And he just keeps looking at you, and he's not leaving. He's just standing there staring at you.
You can't
wanna
walk away
follow
from it.
us?
That'd be rude.
Yeah.
Minion.
Let him follow us.
Recruit the red cap.
My name Barfle.
Barfle.
I'm writing it down. That makes it official.
Please do, because
My name's Scree.
Hi, Scree. He says, "Scree, you friend.
Yeah.
Me watch you. You nice.
Yes.
You help people.
Yeah.
You help me?
Sure. Do you need help?
Yes. I was robbed, precious. Yes. Yes, this horrible
Oh my
creature.
god.
It came to me and stole my most precious object.
And that is?
It's a severed finger with a ring around it.
Oh no!
Oh.
Yes. I need you to help me find who stole it, and we can kill them and eat their guts.
Yeah.
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 And he sees
Is there any other like red caps around besides
Sleight of
this
hand,
one?
hide the ring. Sleight of hand, hide the ring.
Sleight of hand against his perception.
Um.
And he's
if you're trying to hide it.
And he's rolling active. Yeah. Do you
Okay. Yes, I'm hiding the ring.
Okay. Sleight of hand. It got a good roll. I need to go pull up their bonus.
Fuck.
You could also say 5.
Willow curses now because they're 17.
You could also, if you fail, you could bluff and be like, "Oh, I already killed them, and I got the ring back for you."
All right. Yeah, probably for the best because I got a 9.
He rolled a 17, and then he gets a +3,
Oh,
and they
no.
are actually proficient. They only have a +1 wisdom, but they are proficient in perception. So he goes, "Hey, that's my ring! You stole my
Yeah, man.
ring!
No. I didn't steal your ring.
Give
I
it
I
back,
found it.
or I'll
I
eat
found
your
it
guts."
from Okay, I'll give it back. I hand him back the ring and I tell him I got it from looking around. Is there any other just randos nearby that I can put the blame on?
When you look over off to the far side, kind of in an area none of you have been looking, you see a large dead Boule corpse, and there's several red caps standing around it,
Aw.
smacking its dead body with their sickles and laughing and kicking it with their iron boots.
You see that dead guy over there? You see
Huh?
that dead guy over there? He stole your precious. Okay, he stole your precious.
Stole my
He's
precious!
dead.
And then he looks down at the
Yep.
finger that he's holding, and he goes, "But I have my precious." And then he looks at you and says, "You found it! Oh, thank you so much! You're my friend! Oh, here, let me give you a friendship token." And he pats his
No.
pockets. and,
Oh no.
and then he
No.
goes, "Oh, I'll give you my friendship ring." And he hands you the finger with the barbed wire on it. And then he stands there smiling at you.
I grab Scree's hands before they're able to grab it, and I say, "Oh, sorry, we've got somewhere to be.
Ah!
Thank you."
He says, "Oh, here you go." He says, "Okay, see you soon. Bye. Remember me, Barful." And he stands there as you guys walk away, and he's
Barful.
just like standing there, like teetering back and forth on his heels and just watching you with a big smile on his face. And then as you're walking away, like as
I
you get into
love
the
him.
distance, you hear him go, "Hey, where'd my finger go?" And you see him like looking around for it, even though he still had it when you left. So you kind of pick up your pace, and you're like, "Yeah, I don't want to fuck with that right now."
If only the tooth was that easy to trick away from one of them.
That was probably like the least consequential encounter in the book. In fact, it doesn't actually technically say that they give you any faction with Mad Maggie. It just says that they offer you a trinket, like a severed finger or something, and then claim that you stole it.
That was
Yeah.
perfect.
That's hilarious.
One might offer a character a severed finger as a token of friendship, then accuse the character of stealing it afterwards. Only their love and fear of Mad Maggie keeps the creatures under a loose sort of control. Cool. All right, so you guys follow Mickey into the hut, and when you enter the room, you see Maggie standing there, and there's all sorts of magical and alchemical devices set up. Yeah, I don't have any box text to read you until we start, but let me just tell you what you see, and then that'll be our cliffhanger. Okay, so there's a fiendish. She's created a fiendish circle on the ground and arranges several comfortable black cushions at the center. She orders Lulu to rest on the cushions, which the Holy Fant does with a bit of trepidation. Maggie then places two skulls on the circle, noting that she's sure her sisters won't care if she picks their brains about the problem. Then she instructs Lulu and each of you to take up places within the circle, and she tells you to close your eyes and keep them closed, and the ritual should last about 10 minutes, and that during the ritual, all within the circle will be joined by a telepathic bond. If anyone leaves the circle, the ritual is interrupted and she'll be forced to start over. An incomplete ritual. Oh, you don't need to know that. And as your eyes close and you grasp hands, she begins the ritual, and that is where we'll cliffhang. And then you get all the cool visions right at the beginning of the next session.
I plant a seed in the ground while everyone's eyes are closed.
No.
No, I'll bring it back at an appropriate time.
That Boule was literally like first of all, it's what I guessed. I'm like, oh god, good thing you didn't summon a Boule to attack. I'm intentionally saying Boule as often as I can, just to use the pronunciation that you disagreed with. But there's way worse ones. There's literally one that says
I want the pyramid.
pyramid sprouts up. All right, guys, a pyramid. Yeah, Jake already knows.
Oh.
A
Appeared
like
with no description. No
full-size-
description.
full-size pyramid, no description. Mummy Lord guards it at the heart and guards treasure, unspecified treasure. So that happens, and everything you're doing stops, and now you're exploring a pyramid with a Mummy Lord boss.
What?
Yeah, and that's just one of the things that the beans can do. It can also, if you get 100, it will grow into a beanstalk. And it's like, okay, well, that's cool. That's what we'd expect.
Ooh.
But no, because it goes up into the sky to a giant's castle. So now you're going to go fight giants in the sky. It's not like, oh, like a little side item. It's like, now I got to go design a dungeon.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Now I have to borrow Storm King's thunder, and you guys are doing that mission now.
And I've got 3 chances.
Yeah, 3 chances. So every
You
time
better
plant
read
one
up on
stupid
mummies
bean.
and cloud giants.
Yeah. Who cares about vehicles? No sense in reading those. I should go read up on flying mechanics.
I grow the beanstalk and then cut it down and use that to sail across the plains. I climb it up to the top and chop it down, and that'll like transport us the height of the thing as it crashes down.
When we were in Kansas recently, I was flipping through the TV. There's like cable, but there's not even a guide. It's just you can just go up and down through the channels. And one of the movie channels had some movie on, and I watched the end of it with Deanna, like kind of like not really watching it, but it was just in the background, just so something's going on. Um, and I'm like, okay, this is some Lord of the Rings ripoff. Like, it's not Narnia, but it's definitely some movie that came out around the time of The Hobbit, like just ripping off Lord of the Rings. But I couldn't figure out what it was. But then I realized the bad guys weren't orcs, they were giants. And I'm like, oh, I think this is like, wasn't there like a Jack and the Beanstalk movie? And it was like 2008, and it was like Jack the Stalk or something like that. It's just like, oh yeah,
Jack and the
Jack
that
the
was my
Giant
nickname in
Slayer.
high school.
Bruh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Deanna remembered it. Jack the Giant Slayer. Yeah. So literally, it was some movie studio. Okay, what is a public domain story that's similar enough to Lord of the Rings, but not Narnia, because someone already did that one, and we got to figure out what has not been claimed. And someone's like, how about Jack and the Beanstalk? So has nothing to do like at the very margins, it's a Jack and the Beanstalk story, but the whole movie is that I was like the whole ending is just a big action scene where the giants are trying to break into a castle like in Helm's Deep. Like it's literally just let's do Lord of the Rings but with, a different story that we don't have to pay any copyright for.
I think I saw that.
Lol.
It was pretty bad. I mean,
I seem to remember a scene where there were some people climbing a beanstalk and one of them was like falling down.
I
think
didn't
I
even
saw
know
it
there
on
was a
TV.
beanstalk because I guess it was the Cloud City where
Okay,
they were.
I'm gonna go now, guys.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I could end the stream too.